Good evening. Back in Orhath. So yeah, it has been 2 weeks. So, where were we last time? We were in the library of the Commonwealth. We've had some fun times in the Commonwealth. A few days spent around, some fun in the bakery. That was good. Saving young Skeg from his bare knuckle debt. Although actually, I think his mum paid it off in the end. So you brought Skeg's mum to pay off his debt. That was good. Some suits have been measured up and not picked up yet. Some turtlenecks for a certain Arta. Zaga went to find a lovely merchant who was dazzling him with 2 rather rare items: 1 mask and one loot. Was it loot? Yeah, it was a loot. And after trying on the mask, having a strange transformation, getting a little bit of a longer tail, getting a little bit taller, and a little bit harder scales. Faywin dodged her parents, then went and spoke to her parents, tried to question her mum, failed, and then they all went round to Faywin's parents for breakfast. You nicely sorted yourselves out, dressed to impress, and were taken for a tour of the Commonwealth. At the same time, you've been passing information to Bo and the Earthen Sect Druids about what's been going on with the Death Bloom in the forest, finding out some information. Maybe that a certain Undriel wasn't necessarily sent by the Druids, but you have told them of her, of what she was doing and how you've been working with her and provided that information so Bo can help build a case. You have the refugees from the Willow's Glade who are still camped outside the city, who are being discussed by the Council of the Commonwealth of what to do with these guys. And on our little information gathering inside the Library of the Commonwealth with Faywin's dad, a certain book was found. You were told that the Dragonborn that had been at the Commonwealth had been having certain meetings with certain members of the council, being that they haven't been around for a while, so there's some paperwork definitely to fill out. But they were in with Faywin's dad. I've forgotten your dad's name, Faywin. Hugh, there we go. I've got too many things, I can't stop. Hugh, as they were going through the kind of annals of the library to find out this information about this sea titan, this beast, looking at law documents, old drawings, any scrolls that were there, pulling out everything they were. There was a small book, a small codex-like book that they were interested in, that they couldn't find any use for, but upon opening it and reading, Otter was taken in, sucked, his mind anyway, sucked into this book as its secrets were read out to him. On passing 2 wisdom saves, the book was snatched away. As this is happening, there would have been a bit of commotion as Otter was stood completely still as people were starting to panic. Hugh starting to try and get the book from Otter, see what's going on. Otter's eyes completely glass out black. His hair would have started moving, and there was a sense of a little bit of panic as a few people had been running around. You guys kind of all came to, apart from Zago, who I believe was chasing automatons around the library.
Correct.
And as Von snatched a book back, and there was a bit of a kerfuffle between Otter and Von, the door of the library slams open, and in walked 2 large dragonborn, white silver dragonborn, in full armaments, walked in, looking towards and asking, what the fuck is going on? And that was where we left off. So, we can jump straight back in there. The library door opens. This kerfuffle, and the reason these Dragonborn have turned up, you can see now, is that there would have been a few of the attendants that are moving around that seen what was going on. There would have been a bit of noise coming out of a library, obviously normally a very quiet area, and these Dragonborn have come in, locked straight onto what's going on. And the library itself isn't huge, so they would have seen exactly the book that was in question as they've walked through to question, as everyone kind of stops and stares back. I can't remember exactly who had the book at last pass.
I handed it back to...
Nice. So yeah, essentially, as you're handing it back to him, you two have got your hands on the book. These Dragonborn come in, look across, see it, and point in. So before they step over to have a conversation, is there anything you guys would like to do, being about 20 foot away?
I think I had stopped and noticed them come in and said, "Hey, there you are! I've been trying to meet with you guys for days." Totally oblivious to the whole book thing.
Of course.
My eyes are just lit up and my jaws drop because I can't believe I've seen Dragonborn in real life. For once, she is stunned in silence.
Oh my days. Otto Von.
I'm just staring at the book still.
Cool. Yes, you just have hold of it there. It's fine. Do you know if there's anything you want to do with there as these guys move in? As the two of them.
Ask for potions.
Could you what? Sorry.
Ask for potions.
Can you ask for potions?
Well, I forgot to do it last week. So.
It's not really the time. So, usually I make it quite obvious when there's that times there. I'll let you know if it comes up again. If I can ask for potions. I'll kill you straight away. Nice. As these two walk in. And like I said, they are large dragonborn, probably stand about 7 foot tall. Long tails at the back. They are white, predominantly white in colour with the silver coloration. Same way that Zaga had the blue and the bronze. These guys have the white with the silver as they kind of glisten in. All their armour is in steel and glistens as they walk across. As the two of them start walking towards you. We want to see that book. What have you seen? As he walks forward, he goes, Hugh, we were here yesterday. You said there was nothing in this book. And one of them steps over. The other one looks across to you and goes, shouldn't you be back on the ship?
Hey, I'm not one from your boat.
Well, what are you doing here?
Looking for you guys.
Well, you found us. Now get back to the boat and we'll come see you later.
I told you I'm not from the boat.
I guess we'll do this later. As he walks back to join the other guy. The first one walks up to you guys as you were kind of stood there. Hugh stood behind you, Otter, kind of like, not cowering behind, but hiding behind. As he steps kind of forward and says, Orin, I'm honest, yesterday this was the book I gave you, and it seems to have had some effect on this gentleman here, but this was everything. This was the same amount of information I gave to you guys yesterday. As Orin kind of steps up to you, Otter, and says, what do you know about this book?
I don't know. It's the first time I've seen it.
And what has it told you?
Not much.
You better not be hiding anything.
Why? What do you think it told me?
And he was really low on insight check, so it's pointless going. He looks around, sees there's a bit of a commotion. I suggest we take this somewhere else.
Take what? Where?
Conversation. Out of the library. Hugh kind of comes in and goes, yeah, I'm sure there's just across the hall there is a meeting room space that I'm sure you guys can jump in and use to your leisure. So the Dragonborn, the one that's standing up looking at you, the other one's kind of stood off to his shoulder, just says, grab those books, let's go.
I follow them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Orin turns and walks out. The other one looks round, looks back to you, Zaga, and says, right, stick with us until we go back to the boat.
Well, of course I am. I'm with these guys.
Nice. It's like, again, a slight look of confusion. Yeah, oh, he wanted that one. He thinks you're one of the cohorts. As he turns, like, watches you go out. So he's obviously asking Otter to go, but as he's looking around, are the rest of you following across this into this other room? And it's just a small, essentially just like a meeting room area.
Yeah, Zaga will go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Art will look up from his book on gardening and head out because he's bored.
Yeah. Nice. So you all make your way over, and they lock in. Not lock in. They get you into the room, and the other guy shuts the door. The other Dragonborn, as Orin shouts out to him, it just says, Kai-hun is his name. He's like, Kai-hun, check no one's watching. As he kind of closes the door, has a little look up and down, shuts the door. He stands by the door. Orin goes to the other end of the table and sits at the far end, kind of gestures for you guys to sit down. Well, these books, do you know what they're for?
How about you tell me what it's for?
Did my dad tell us what they were for?
He went. He said the information that you guys wouldn't have known. Otter asked Hugh for information. Hugh was like,
Right.
"Oh, that's the same information the Dragon Ball are asking for." Gave him the exact same set of books that he pulled out the day before.
Right, okay. But we wouldn't know that because we weren't there.
You weren't there when he asked for him, no. So all you know is Otter opened a book and all of a sudden was getting like, he's
rolling his eyes back and
rolling his
crying.
eyes back and Exorcist style, getting sucked into a book, getting sucked off by a book, giggity. He just looks at you and goes, "This is not the time for games. You know what those books are. These are the books we were looking for. What is your interest in their contents?"
Hunter, I didn't know you could read.
Of course I can read, Zaga. From what I've told you, you've already seen this book.
Yes.
And it was of no interest to you then. So why all of a sudden is there interest now?
It was of interest, but it did not show us what we needed. We did not have such a reaction to it.
What is it you need from this book? It's just a storybook.
Are you trying to be deceitful while you are claiming non-knowledge?
Evasive.
Yeah. Roll a deception check.
That's not very good. 6.
Oh, nice. Okay, he rolled really bad as well, but just higher than you. He rolled 6 on the dice plus these bits. You see as he looks in. As you're saying it, the eyes are just like glazed into you. And again, like he's got the face of a dragon as he's staring into your soul. This is no time for games. Tell us what you know.
All I know is it's about some sea monster that's supposedly been attacking ships in the past. That's all I know.
Okay.
Why is something in the past so of much interest to you now?
I'll ignore the fact that you are playing dumb, shall we say. So I will come to the table first. These books are all stories, as you said, accounts, historical documents of a certain beast that we believe is still alive, still acting on this world. And as a race, we are interested in making contact, shall we say.
Zaga will pipe up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, carry on, Bill.
No, it's them.
I was saying, for what end? You wanted to make contact with this.
Oh,
As far as I can tell,
I know you want information from
Yeah.
us. Interesting. That's none of your business. Why we would like to contact this beast.
Now Zaga will pipe up and say,
Mhm.
"What beast?"
So for you,
I don't know if I will actually know. Is this something that would be passed down through the generations?
potentially. So if it would be like a childhood story. So it's up to if you. I can make you roll for it, but it seems pointless. To the level of detail, it would be like a childhood story for you, but the story of the fallen conquest. So he will say the name. There's like 3 names, and different people use different names. Zephirax is the name he will say. And as he says that to you, he looks at you and says, Zephirax. You will click. That would be a memory that you would remember of the story of essentially how the Diamond Mountains were lost, how Dracolim was lost, and how the Dragonborn were the ones that locked up this beast in order to enable their escape from the mainland and make it to now home Draka. So the kind of story of the heroes and what the Dragonborn sacrificed, the day that they lost Galeon, the day they lost the last dragon, was also the day that they locked away this beast, which enabled them the safe passage to leave Ashling and settle up in Draka. So there's lots of different stories and lots of different child's fables they tell about like the morals of those sort of things, of like doing things for the greater good to protect people, and sometimes making a big decision for the greater good and stuff like that.
In that case, Saga will say, "That's just a story they tell to scare hatchlings."
Yeah, it is that, but it has some truth as well, and we have heard that the beast has been making contact with some people, some special selected people across Ashlyn, and our job is to find out who and why, and try and make contact with this beast. We, after all,
Well, I've been hanging around with this guy, and I haven't seen any big tentacle monster talking to him.
I don't think he's actually appearing here, young kobold.
Saga looks confused.
As he says, oh, sorry, I forgot I changed the volume. As he says this, Art pipes up and says, wait, tentacle monster, are you talking about vampires?
Vampires.
He must be.
He looks back to you, Otto. So, what is your link to this beast?
I have no link to this beast.
What we witnessed with that book would say otherwise.
Well, what exactly did you witness? You walked through the door. You didn't see anything. I was merely looking at this book. That's all you've seen.
You see, he just like slams his fist and says, "This is no time for games!"
Is it a picture book?
Do I attack you in this library? You see...
We're in a meeting room now, not
Can
a
I
library.
see? I see him
You
go
see
to the weapon. I put my hands up.
No
and say,
weapon.
Sorry.
You don't see weapon. You see, as he says that, he looks to you, and frost falls from his mouth and just shatters on the table in front of him as ice has formed and then been cooled back. As he looks back.
Yeah, I put my hands in the air, and then with one hand I do imitating a zip going over my mouth.
And
I
you,
leave my
as you
hands
turn
up.
around, you see that Kehan has stepped forward and he's stood very close to you. He has his hand on his sword now. And you can see that
Saga
these
will
guys are...
touch his face and wonder if he can do that.
Ah, poor kobold.
I'm just going to leave my hands in the air for the remainder of this conversation.
As he looks back, and you can see like where he's left a dent in that table where he smashed it, as he like kind of calms to sit himself back down. We have come to the table first, and we are looking for information. Now, there's two ways we can get information. I suggest you take the easy option. Tell us what you know of this beast and your link to it.
I will say in Ottar's head, we don't want to start a fight in the Commonwealth. If there's anything you know that you can tell them, tell them.
And Saga will say, "Hey, the Dragonborn are usually honorable people. You can trust them." Despite the fact that they think he belongs on the boat.
Yeah.
Kiss ass.
It's very confusing, but not the major problem at the moment. The fact that the kobold from the boat seems very mouthy.
All I know about this beast is what I've seen in the book. And when I was reading the book, I don't know how, maybe I was imagining it, all I heard was a voice in my head. That is the only information I have on this.
This book contains vital information on the details of how Zephirax was locked away and potentially where he was locked away. This information is of great importance to us. It is my sole job. Once I have this information, I can go home to Draka, and I really want to get back to Draka. So I suggest you start telling me what this book told you.
All it described was a battle ages ago, many hundreds of years ago, with some sea beast. Another group of, not adventures as such, but a group of, what's the best way of describing them? Mercenaries. Did tales, sounds all fanciful, if you ask me, with this beast. What information is it you hope this book can give you?
This book,
That you suddenly all you want to know and return to Draka.
this book should hold the more information, details on a set of artifacts, a weapon that was deconstructed and spread throughout the land post the locking away of Zephyrax. I am told this codex holds the information of those artifacts. We have some loose information on some artifacts, but until we can be concrete that these are correct, I cannot move to do anything about it.
Why don't you just read the book again, Honor?
He looks at you and says, that is exactly my suggestion. Are you capable of... Did it bring you harm, this book? Would delving back in provide you any more information?
In Von Van's head, I had to heal Otter when he read that book. This is going south. But then kind of still look at amazement at the Dragon Balls because they're Dragon Balls.
I would say back, it's Tar's decision if he wants to do this or not. It's
I'll
We
get the
can- we can
bandits
do this.
out, I suppose. Telepathically.
What? There was no mention of any specific weapons in this book. What kind of artifacts and what importance are they to you? Maybe I can help.
You can help by finding out the list of these artifacts. This weapon, this trident, was used as part of the sealing ceremony and was deconstructed post to hide the artifacts, to not enable Zephyrax to be released. It's important for us to understand where and what these artifacts are so we can find them and ensure nobody else can get hold of them to release the beast.
Sounds to me like you want these artifacts for yourself to release the beast.
He looks back at you and says, again, what we want the artifacts for is not really any of your business.
If the
Yeah, I mean,
if the hatchling tales are true, there's no way they want to free the beast.
if it's none of my business, then why are you asking me about it?
Are you stupid or just playing dumb again? You clearly have a connection to the book. We need the answers in the book. You read the book, give us the answers. We can go our separate ways.
You know, I don't like the idea of you getting these artifacts and possibly freeing this beast if it is as bad as you say. That doesn't sound like a very smart idea to me.
We will not release the
For all I
beast.
know, you want to take control of this beast for yourself and unleash it on this world.
For all you know, which is very little, somebody else is already collecting artifacts and will get to freeing the beast before anyone else can get there. We trust ourselves as the species that locked away the beast to maintain its seals over the rest of these dishonorable dwellers of Ashling. You can see there's like a bits like you can see they're getting a breath kind of forms ice and falls as he thinks about the people of Ashling.
Right, fuck this. Oh shit, sorry. Let me turn it down.
So
Turn it
loud.
down! Why do you keep...
Because
Wait, every
I
time I finish speaking, I turn it back up again.
I go to my go-to thing, which is go towards
Go
the
to the
mic,
mic,
and obviously
yeah.
I don't need to anymore. Arta takes one of his hands down, unzips his mouth, and says loudly, "Man, these guys are dicks."
Zaga's head drops into his hands.
Yep.
Are these the people you look up to, Zaga?
Well, you can see they're much taller than me.
That we are. Like I say, a simple transaction. Read the book, tell us where the artifacts, or what of the artifacts, and we will be on our way.
You're saying that it was Dragonborn that's in this book that sealed away this beast?
The Dragonborn were integral in pulling together the plan to seal the beast. It is how we escaped from this land when we were forced from our home. So yes, it was the Dragonborn.
There's very little mention of Dragonborn in that book.
You can see he starts to crystallize up again. I don't have much time, and I'm losing patience quickly. Either you will find it, or we will find somebody else that can read the book.
Art is going to leave the room now, and as he leaves, he's going to turn to his colleagues and say, I can't, it's too stuffy in here.
As you stand up and go to leave,
outside.
Kehan stands across the door. Says, I suggest you sit.
Or what?
Don't test me, boy.
You can try and find somebody to help you with this book, but you are not having the book, so...
Well, I don't believe you will be having the book. This book belongs to the Commonwealth. You wouldn't be hoping to steal from the Commonwealth now, would you?
How much health does the book have?
You don't know.
Oh god.
Oh no.
My poor dad.
Nobody said anything about stealing, no?
I'll ponder for a bit.
He stood there. This guy is stood. He is held, hand on the longsword, just like, please test me.
Perhaps my father could make copies of the book so that we have the information from the text. Would that be helpful?
The book itself doesn't have the text we need. We can read, elf. We need
We did
somebody.
a great job of that last time,
with a
asking him
link.
to read for you.
I mean, this sounds like a you problem.
I'm just antagonizing them now.
I've told you all I know. I will not help you further because I don't believe your intentions are honorable.
Well. A pirate deciding who is honorable or not in this world.
Who said I was a pirate?
You have the stench of pirate.
Wow.
He stands up and goes, we will find somebody to read that book.
Good luck with that.
And he stands up to walk out. As he's walking out, Kehan's like, Kobold, let's go.
Zaga will go. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Don't worry. I'll sort everything out.
As Orin walks past, he goes, he's not with us. And Kehan's like, huh? Orin,
But I still need to talk to you.
Orin
Are you
looks
going to
back.
spank them on the butt to make them know that they've been naughty boys?
Who are you talking to?
Zaga.
I mean, I'm half a foot taller than I was, but I'm still nowhere near 7 foot.
Yeah, not quite. As they will step out, leave the door open as they walk across, and you see Orin goes over to Hugh, who's kind of just stood in the doorway of the library, waiting to see what the fuck happens in that room. And he says, Master Librarian, I suggest you watch this man. He told me he wants to take this book. I would suggest you keep a very close eye on it. We'll be back to revisit with a new reader soon. And your dad kind of says, yep, no, okay, yep, that makes sense. And they just walk out, and you can hear a few people kind of giving wise birth as you hear the claws on the marble floor.
Zaga's following them as well.
You're going to go with them?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, you can hear them walk off. Are you walking with them as in so they would know, or are you trying to stay back so they don't necessarily know?
So
each
they
other?
would know. One of them asked me to come with them.
The other one did say, the other one did notice that you weren't actually part of the crew, though.
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't care.
Cool. Yes, you walk out with them. The rest of you are left in the room.
Fabian cries.
Yeah, you can see the desk has like a slight indentation where he slammed his like claw down, and then just this like pool of water now where the ice that had partially frozen in his mouth had like hit the wooden table and it started to like melt across the table.
I'll go and
Is
clear that up with my cloak.
Okay.
Before she does that, is the book still on the table?
The book is still in Otter's hand.
Oh, okay. I was going to put the book in the water.
Funnily enough, a magic book definitely is weak to water. I definitely didn't think of that. Nice. So you guys kind of sit in awe. We'll keep on with the Dragonborn then. So as they're walking off, and you're keeping up behind Zaga, you can hear them clinking through as they get through to the main gate, pass out through into the outside. So they like push through, just carry on. They're just leaving the Commonwealth right now. As they get out into the main land and you walk out, they turn once they're free of the halls of the Commonwealth. As Oren turns to you and says, Kobold, what are you doing with these ruffians, these Ashling-born?
I met them a while back in a town called Redvant. We've been adventuring and stuff. They're a bit weird and, you know, they're not really like us, but they're not too bad most of the time.
Kobold, we need the information in that book.
Well, you know, I can try and talk to them, but I need to talk to you about some other stuff. There's some weird things happening in this land.
We know, hence we need the information in that book. We will be moored here for, well, a few days more, it seems, because we cannot find someone to read the book. I suggest you help us, be our eyes and ears. We either need the list of the artifacts from within that book, or somebody that has an equal link, a special link with the book. You will see it when it comes. You see Kehan, as he's looking at you, his eyes kind of open a bit. He goes, I know you. You're Zagazoon. He's like, this is the...
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
Are you a fan?
well, I've heard some of your songs in some of the bars. It's been, yeah, it's great. You're a little taller than I remember.
Yeah, well, you know, things have changed a little bit, but that's one of the reasons I'm here in this land. Do you remember my bagpipes that I used to play?
I mean, vaguely, yes. I mean, you kobolds love to sing. I don't keep that much track of your...
They were a family heirloom and they were stolen by a creature.
A creature.
So I left Draka to pursue them. And while here, I've met these people. But I wanted to ask, this thing with the sea creature and everything, does it have anything to do with this whole Death Bloom situation?
They, you see Oren kind of looks down at you, and there's you can see like even like passive insight. There is not a look of recognition as he says, "No, not Death Bloom situation. We have heard there is unrest in Ashling, and
No, the forest is trying to kill everybody.
okay, we know that the Commonwealth is struggling under the pressure. So maybe this is what is causing the pressure, Kehan. We will be report back. Okay, come. We will be moored here. Come by the ship one time. Tell us more about this Death Bloom. The more information we can pass back to Draka, the better. But like I say, my goal is to find these artifacts. The list of items required, so we can hunt them down and maybe act on this this disturbance that's happening.
Yeah, my friend, by the way, is quite stubborn. Is there anything that would serve as like a gesture of goodwill to show him that you don't mean to assemble this so-called weapon and kill everybody with it?
I do not see how it is any of his worry. One pirate is no problem for us pirates.
Well, I mean, it's kind of his worry at the moment because he's the only one we know of that can read the book.
We have heard there are others, and we will find them if we need to. I'm not being held to ransom by one pirate. Do what you can, Zagazoon. Find the information. Be a hero of Draka.
Hero. And Zaga will make plans to go to the boat to tell them of the Death Bloom situation, and then make his way back to the group, assuming the guards let him back in.
Yeah,
I
because you would
hope
have. Yeah, on the way out, you could have easily kept your pass and been like, "I'm gonna come back." You know, when people like give their passes in, I'm definitely coming back. But yeah, as you go back in, they recognise you to leave. But yeah, if you want,
Yeah, I will go rejoin the others.
cool. The rest-
Out of character,
Mhm.
the one shot,
Yeah,
is that essentially what I read in the book? Is that basically that?
you.
I don't
Yes.
think you got that far.
You
did
didn't get
You
that
got,
far.
like, to the
You
opening
got,
portion.
yeah, you got you were stopped. There was more to come from the book. So you got the front half, which is pretty much the one shot. That there is a beast. It's a kraken-like beast. It's called the Fearax, and that there was a group of people that went and sealed it away, and then Von took the book from you.
Yeah, but what I mean is, in terms of the Dragonborn sealing it away, there was no Dragonborn sealing it. Is what I'm trying to get
No.
at.
But the way that they was, 500 years ago, it was a secret mission. So the idea is that whoever went on the mission and came back, it was not known. They know that 5 Dragonborn ships went out, and certain Dragonborn ships came back with people, and as part of that, the beast was sealed away. So the stories have been eaten, changed through time. But also, you were hired by, the one shot was the Dragonborn were hiring this group to go and do it. It was
when they said Dragonborn sealed it away, and obviously there's the one shot. We know there was no Dragonborn.
Yeah. It's funny how stories can change over time.
Yeah. I was just wondering if what from the bit he read of the book had any idea of the actual people who did this in.
No. You guys are anonymous one-shot dead people. We don't care about you anymore.
I heard there was a witch that couldn't hit anyone with a spell.
Yeah, we didn't care about her at the time either.
It's weird. I heard that the Kraken won. Strange. But no, where you got to was just you got the understanding of who you have seen certain visions, and then the first bit you got was the explanation of what this beast was. The second part you got is that it is sealed away, that this thing that is in contact with you has been sealed away somewhere, and then as you were about to launch into some more information, the book was ripped away from you. These Dragonborn believe that within that book somewhere is the pertinent part of the trident that was used, was split into a set of artifacts. What are those artifacts? Because they are somewhere in Aisling, they believe, and they want to find out what the artifacts are so they can start the process of hunting down said artifacts.
When Zaga gets back to where everybody else is, he wants to try and calm the situation by telling them the children's stories of this beast and the destruction of the land and how the Dragonborn and the kobolds had to move to Draka, in an attempt to persuade everybody that nobody that's partially dragon wants to see this thing freed. Yeah.
Is he going to tell it in the format of song? Arthur asks.
Zaga doesn't have a song prepared for this situation.
Are
just
you
imagining.
trying to
Sorry. You go first.
I was just going to say, are you persuading us as in we're going to roll to see whether we believe you or not?
No, because you can't do that to
I can't make you believe stuff,
Okay, good.
But Zaga will tell them the stories as he knows them.
Art believes him.
It's the most sensible you've probably ever heard, Zaga.
And for the rest
that makes
of you,
me suspicious.
Yeah, that makes me suspicious, isn't it?
yeah, that's true. But these stories, as you're hearing these stories, these are probably the first time you've heard these stories, because again, the stories are told by the victors in different cases. In the case that Aisling was then turned into Anora and the elves stopped the war, the stories you're told are the king of the giants and the last ice dragon were killed as part of the Fallen Conquest, which shattered the land, which killed the king of the humans as well. And on 3 of the heads of this war being killed, the Elf Guard halted and essentially called ceasefire on the war as a lot of the land fell into the sea. At that point, they then went into the elves ran the peace negotiations to be like, humans, you stay here. Druids are going to create the border forest. The elves are going to set up the Commonwealth to enable a space for essentially the 2 sides of the war got split into the 2 countries. But Drakkar left, dragons left. So for them, the story you would have been told is that story of the war and the land crashing and essentially the Dragonborn lost, and now the Dragonborn live on Drakkar. But no one ever explained to you the story of Drakkalin being taken by the dwarfs and what had happened to get the Dragonborn there. So that is a very, from Zaga explaining it, that would be the first time you'd have heard that side, that the story explained from that lens. All of you growing up would have had the other side of it, which was the people that stayed on Aisling, what happened from there. And a lot of it was what was told is about the Commonwealth being created and this drive to say war was bad, we're pulling everyone together, that's why the Commonwealth needs to succeed. But the dragons left before they got any of the good vibes from that. They were straight out of Dodge. So it's the first time you would have heard it from that lens. And you would have heard nothing about this beast. Apart from...
Yeah, so that's how I see things. And how every other Dragonverse person does.
Arthur claps.
Thank you, Arthur. Oh, by the way, one of them was a fan of mine from Draka.
Was it the one who was a massive dick?
They weren't fans of anyone who wasn't a Dragonborn. Apparently, as I wipe tears because I've been crying after that.
I mean, you have to understand, you people here in this land are kind of strange to us, and there's a lot of resentment from that story I just told about us leaving.
Well, maybe they should let it go, Zaga, because I was just trying to help. Me being elf shouldn't have any impact on that. My dad helped them with the book.
And they seem perfectly fine with your dad.
But they didn't with me, and I gave a perfectly good suggestion that we could give them the text. It wasn't a stupid question. It really upset me.
I mean, they did already read the book.
Why don't you pick a side, Zaga? instead of trying to play on the fence? It's either us or them. Look, Faywin's gonna have to go home and cry. Faywin's gonna have to go home and cry to her mum now. Look what they've done to her.
I am going to go and check my dad's okay in case they were horrible to him. And then
I think your dad's probably okay. They seem pretty respectful to your dad.
Maybe they just don't like females as I walk out. Storm out, in fact.
What's going on here? Zaga looks around confused.
So Zaga, you know how you're a bit of a dick,
Wait, what?
but you're like charming.
I'm definitely charming.
In kind of a weird sort of way.
Zaga looks confused.
They're like dicks if they didn't have your pizzazz.
They're a very serious people.
Yeah,
They don't
seriously
usually
full
have
of
time
shit.
for. They don't usually entertain messing around.
Then how
Like
did
if they've
you
been given a
survive?
job to do, they will do it and do it very seriously.
And does that involve threatening members of the Commonwealth?
I mean, if they feel they need to, probably.
In Commonwealth land? Oh, good. So we've got a foreign army coming and taking our jobs.
Wait, what? We should protest.
I didn't like saying.
I'm glad I left the room.
I was just doing a mock talk.
But the point was,
Yeah.
if this beast is really real, there is no one of Dragonkind that wants to see it freed.
Why is that, Zaga?
Because it was responsible for destroying our ancestral home and making us all leave.
I don't
Maybe
have
the-
an ancestral home, Zaga. What are you trying to say?
You stole our ancestral home, dwarf lover!
I'm a tiefling.
Maybe wants to control this beast, Zaga.
It was a...
Actually, I don't even know if that was in character. I just felt too much fun to not do.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, under the surface, that you've been brought up to say that in the height of war, when the Dragonborn were trying to protect a lot of the other races, and they're having this in this war, a lot of the other species. Sorry, it's the new terminology. That the dwarves waited until the opportune moment and destroyed Dracolin, destroyed this mountainous, beautiful city, so they could burrow and build their own city in the mine and take the diamonds. The dwarves are a horrible bunch of bastards. So you'd have grown up just always doing that. So I think there'd always be a bit, as much as you work.
This whole campaign,
Yeah,
so.
as much as you can like fight off bits, there would always be that bit where when you get like emotional, that your brain will tick into what you have been taught.
Fine, the dwarf lover statement can stand.
Yeah, it was funny. So the rest of you, Fabian, go out and check on your dad. He's kind of just still stood checking, like looking into the room to check no one's like bleeding or anything's going on there. So as you come out, he's like, "Is everybody okay?"
In Minotaur. They were horrible, Father.
They-
I waited all my life to meet them, and they were so mean to me.
Well, I mean, they seemed like they were here for a very particular set of information, and doesn't.
But there's a
doesn't
way of
look like they've
asking
got
for things, isn't there?
There-
That was not it.
There is indeed, but you must understand that not everyone, has been lucky enough to grow up in the conditions we've grown up in.
They just called me elf.
Well, I mean, you are an elf.
They said it in a mean way.
Well, hopefully they won't be back, but I do fear that they have shown quite an interest in your bearded friend.
Yeah, they said that they're going to get somebody else to come and read the book instead of him because apparently the information he gave wasn't enough. But have you ever seen anything happen to someone like that when they've read a piece of scripture?
Not from our Commonwealth Library, no. But I mean, there are always stories of magical, or more than magical, I suppose, items that are cursed in some way or have some protection around them, which have the ability to stop people reading or give people information. Of the codes and the different secret languages that we have studied and gone through in different areas. There's stronger versions of that. So, I mean, it's not unknown for this to happen. But with this book, I've never seen anybody, in my whole time, I don't think I've taken this out once. So to have it been read twice in a matter of weeks and for that reaction is a little surprising.
Has my dad read the book? Does he know the story of what they've taken out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as a book, if you were to pick it up and read it, if all of you, bar Otto, were to pick up and read it, it is a book of like light drawings and fables, very small book that just talks through, that just goes through like the high level story. But there's obviously something for Otto that unlocked or took something else out of the book.
So I want to relay to my dad what the Dragonborn had said about why they're interested in that book.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the voice in their head thing.
Oh, you want to say? Okay, so hang on, go for it.
So when we were in the room, they said the reason that they want to speak to my bearded friend Ottar is because he had a reaction to the book and they're trying to find out. Apparently the book speaks to people and only certain people it will speak to, and he's one of them. But they weren't happy with what he told them, so they're going to go and look for someone else.
Okay. That is. You can see. There's like he kind of like looks around. He kind of, as you're saying this, he kind of walks you across the hallway back into the room where all your friends are. And then, so I'm assuming Zaga's made it back in there now, and he kind of looks, just checks the hallway and closes the door, and he just says to you, sorry, my dear, but we should maybe be a little careful with this information. There are lots of ears in the Commonwealth recently, and people have been...
Even in Minotaur?
Oh, in Minotaur. Yeah, I would say even in Minotaur.
Okay, that's a shame.
We don't know who might be listening or being able to take information. This is just precautionary, but to... yes, if the Dragonborn are after this information, we will have to keep this book aside, but... yes, if we're talking about potential, what it might be, magical imbued items in some way, we need to make sure that this doesn't spread too far too quick before we have an idea of what's going on, because, yes, I don't know how the powers that be may react to this. It could get quite complex.
It feels like it might already be quite complex.
Well, I agree. The Dragonborn being in tow is as rough around the edges as they are. It's the first time that we've had emissaries from Drakar since the Fallen Conquest. So the Commonwealth, in their state, with things as they are looking for allies wherever they can get them. If that is, allowances may be made if relationships are to be built. My worry would be that I don't want you getting tied up in anything that could come from there. So yes, messy is the word. The rest of you have just, as they've come in, that whole conversation is in Minotaur. So Hugh and Faye.
Zaga tries running in a similar way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. He doesn't
As
see
the-
if anyone notices what he's saying.
Yeah.
In Draconic to Zaga, I think your people have done enough today. Now you're taking the piss out of me and my father.
Your dad can speak Draconic, so he replies
I
back
know.
and says, now. As he flicks the comment, he says, I hope everybody is okay. That seemed a little tense. I have been, and you would have heard, Orin has asked me to keep guard on the book. We need to discuss, I suppose, what you would like to do from here, but I do think the book will have to remain in my care for now, at least.
I say Ada reads the book some more.
Yes, I do need to study this book more, Mr. Oakshine.
I suggest if we are going to study the books that maybe we look at this appears to be important. Maybe we look at getting one of you the democratic private suites so you guys can study in private. That might be nice.
Yes.
Sounds fancy. Is there comfy chairs?
Yeah, there's some lovely armchairs in there. It's these are
Excellent.
larger rooms
Nap
where
time.
we can shove them through. Oh, okay. You're going to sleep here. This isn't one of the
Zaga wants
rooms.
to edge over towards Otter and in a low voice, like, quietly, privately, say, you don't have to give them everything, but I'd suggest giving them something.
It all depends on what this book says to me.
Just bear it in mind.
I will.
How quickly do you think that you could find us a sweet father?
I mean, we can get one straight away if you are looking to stay here and do it today. I mean, there is much of the day ahead. I can easily. We haven't got many people in, so I just don't think the general library space is the safest.
Mm-hmm.
I think the
What do
sooner
you
we can
want
get
to
this
do?
done, the better.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, he kind of leaves you, closes the door behind, scurries off. Will be a couple of minutes sorting in and acquiring said keys to unlock the suites.
I just want to give a word of warning to everyone. Not to trash the room. Forgetting everything else that's going on, we're not trashing the room.
What
We
about
haven't
if the
trashed any
Dragonborn
rooms
come
so
back?
far.
No, just whole cities and towns and people we've trashed so far.
We've helped people everywhere we've gone. What are you talking about?
There were a few casualties along the way, yeah,
No
but I mean,
fire.
we've been helping.
Whatever
Why-
happens, there's no fire.
Why would Zaga
Why would
put
there be
fire in this room?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because he's always talking about fire.
It is a bit
Seems like
cold.
someone who was pretty upset about the way they were spoken to because they were an elf. You're now speaking to dragons in a similar way.
Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is that we don't know what's going to happen when Otter continues to read. And things, magic is unpredictable. And I'm just saying that if something were to happen, there's no fire to be used.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've got some shopping to do anyway. I'll come back here and join you later, since you don't trust me.
It's not that I don't trust you, Zach. It's just I'm saying no fire. Is that something you can't trust yourself with? To not throw a fireball in the middle of a democratic
Of
suite?
course I can trust myself. I haven't thrown a fireball yet.
Mhm.
But I do
You
need to
threw
go
a
do some
fireball at
shopping.
me
Wait, when?
when we were fighting the dwarf.
It didn't hit you?
Yes, it did.
Wait, what? Did it? I'm sorry. I forgot.
Yeah,
I had
we,
dwarf
weren't,
rage.
we weren't on speaking terms at that point, so I'll accept your apology.
I had dwarf rage. I was blinded by the dwarf. But no, I do have a shopping appointment I wanted to keep. So I may disappear for like an hour while you guys set up. Does anyone else have any business in the city that they want to attend to while Anna reads the book?
I was just going to nap, so enjoy yourself. Ooh,
Like, collecting
If you
fruits?
stop by the bakery, just clarify when the next fight is. And
Yes, that's a good idea.
I put my arm on Otter's shoulder.
Is
Ah,
who
the
still
next
in the
fight.
room when we're saying this?
No, he's still got. Yeah.
Okay.
He went to get the key. He went to essentially
No,
sign out a room.
I
and get a key.
swear you said he went.
Yeah,
That was the only reason I said that.
Yeah.
I was given Arthur the opportunity to come and collect his suit, but
Oh yeah.
No, he's going to nap first. He'll collect it in the evening.
Are you actually shopping, Zaga?
I'm just gonna disappear for you. You don't trust me. I was gonna read a book. I'm not needed here right now. Plus, there was a weaponsmith who said he had something interesting for me to see.
Oh.
Does anyone else want anything besides knowing when the next set of fights at the bakery are? While I'm out.
Saga, I'm fine.
You don't want lunch from the bakery?
If you're paying,
I guess I am now.
your choice.
If you happen to come across anyone, Zaga, you know that wonderful, oh god, what was it called? Like an ID badge that I made for you with your little print on it. If you come across any like supplies to maybe do a better job than that, could you just let me know where you've seen them?
You want me to let you know if I meet anyone that can forge official documents?
Keep your voice down, my dad is just outside. Yes.
Sure, why not?
And I'll have a pound of chocolate.
And with that, Zaga will leave.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as he's leaving the Commonwealth area, wave to the guards that he's got his badge and he will be back.
Nice. It's a day pass, so yeah, you should be good for the day. But you can confirm that with clerks, just to make sure. Nice. So you head off shopping. So the rest of you wait in the room. You'll see Hugh kind of passing you by. So he's gone to the front desk. You kind of will pass you in the corridor as he's like, "Oh, are you all leaving, or is it just yourself?"
It's just me for a little bit. I'll be back. When I get back, I'll probably come and find you because I won't know where they are.
Oh, yes. That's a good idea. I will be in the library. That's very smart.
No problem. See you in a bit, Hugh.
Goodbye. Did he call me Jew? He walks off. As he comes back to the room, he's like, right, I have signed you into a suite. I've signed you in as I've had to say you're with the Dragonborn because otherwise I can't really sign out such large suites without there being a necessary party. So you've got a bit of time before they realise the Dragonborn have left and probably aren't coming back for the day. So he's like, here's the key.
Did you lie, Dad?
I mean, small lies are okay. So if you comes down, he's like so he's like down to the end, and he's like 3 doors on the left hand side. Lock this, unlock this, lock yourself in if required. Are there any other books you would like to take in with you? Maybe just under the proviso that you are all studying, and indeed, if I'm questioned, that there is more than just one book in a room.
Oh, you're so smart.
Well,
I'll take my gardening books, I guess, and we listen to your advice. There's not going to be any fireballs.
I would. Okay, no fireballs. I would staunchly ask you not to destroy anything in the Commonwealth. I felt like that wouldn't have needed to be said, but
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you.
Okay.
That I understand.
He looks at you, Fabian, a slight worry in his eyes. As a little automaton will pick up any of the books that you were reading and pick up any other, if there's any other books that people want to pick up as they go through. He'll give you all the stack of the Dragonborn books that they were using, as well as this little copper robot just follows you behind down to the room. Nice. So you can go down, get yourself into the room, unlock yourself, get yourself in. The copper robot comes in and pops the books and then goes and kind of like just powers down in the corner. And then you can lock yourself in, I suppose, if you like, or you can leave the door open, your choice.
Probably best to lock it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Door
We've been
is...
told we can't destroy anything, which means the Dragonborn can't do that either. And then I look for the comfiest chair / sofa in
Nice.
in
There
the
are there's some big like leatherback armchairs for sitting and reading in. There's a big table, big like storage table out. There's some stationary like equipment around the outsides, but mainly it's just like chairs for sitting and reading, and then a big like drawing kind of dining room-esque size table with multiple. They're like meeting rooms / study rooms. So yeah, the automaton pops the books on the table and then goes and powers down.
Are there any footstools?
Yes. This is a room for comfy lifestyle.
I go and sit in what looks to be the most comfy chair. I bring over a footstool. I open my book that the automaton's put on the table, the one about gardening.
Yep.
I open it up, put it over my face, and try and get some naps.
Nice. Arthur's asleep. Rustia, what are you doing?
I will say to Otter, I know I pulled you out of this book last time, and if it looks like it's getting too dangerous, I'm going to do the same again. Me and Fabian can do what we can to try and kill you if it looks like it's affecting you, but
Heal. Like,
if it
help.
looks...
I mean, I thought he said kill as well.
It did sound like kill.
I said heal, not kill.
Good to
heal.
kill you.
But if it looks like it's too much, I'm going to drag you out again.
That's fine. The first time was, I don't know, but this time I'm more prepared for what's to come.
Nice.
Open the book.
To the book. Cool. Yeah. Are you clearing space? So you know what happened last time is you could feel that there was not like there wasn't a storm vortex that happened, but you could feel that stuff was starting to move. So you clearing some space around to give yourself push the tables and chairs out the way. So you've got this at least this central area space where you guys can just kind of stand at 10 and 2 to Arthur as he opens the book and reads. Nice. So you set yourself, you open the book. As you, again, even as you get your hands on it open, you don't have to turn to a page. The book just starts flicking through pages. As again, you see Otto as his eyes roll back. Almost there's a slight sound of like gargling in Otto's throat as his eyes go to this deep, look like black, but deep, dark purple. As Otto, can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh, that's enough 20 to start with.
Ooh, don't believe you. Roll again. Nat 20. So you are again sucked into this book. It doesn't take long with your eyes going black and disappearing. You are sucked in again to this what would be I'm going to call it an ethereal plane, but not the ethereal plane. You are conscious in your body, but you are just within this like loading screen area, complete darkness around, like pitch black, but you can hear the sound of the sea and the sound of water rippling, but you can't kind of make head nor tail between where sea might end and where sky might meet, nor are you actually in the water itself. You're filled with the sounds of being on the sea, much like you're on a ship, but with the nat 20, you hear a voice kind of come to you where it's like, good, yes. And then you hear, well, let me just check this works because I didn't set up before. I forgot I was reading this.
To ensure Zephyr.
Oh, yeah, cool. Right, crank out.
To ensure Zephyrix is contained, the mages and heroes crafted powerful artifacts imbued with the essence of the elements. The trident of Abyssal Key pierced the Kraken's flesh, anchoring it to its watery prison. The helm of the Abyssal Navigator held the waters of the ocean itself, whilst the Serpent's Eye amulet strengthened the seals that bound Zephyrix. These artifacts, along with others such as the Conch of Seaward Calling and the Tears of the Drowned Maiden, were scattered across the Shuttled Isles, hidden away to prevent anyone from unleashing the Abyssal Sovereign.
As you rush through, give me a perception check. Perception or investigation.
It would be a 21 perception.
21 perception. As the words are kind of filling into you, and again, it's not less like you're hearing them, more like they are being imported into your brain. Your head is just like humming as this voice is reading out this recount of what has happened, the story of this patient you have. As the items get read out, you see vague descriptions, vague pictures of them in your mind. As the discusses the trident coming through, you see this beautifully crafted trident beast. For a split second as it disappears, you see a set of 2 teardrop-shaped sapphires that sit and swirl across your mind as they again disappear off in different areas. As he moves on to the serpent eye amulet, this large blinking sapphire blue eye comes out towards you, blinks in your face once, and pulls back, and you see that this is this large like opal shape sapphire that pulls back. The conch, you have the conch and have seen it before, and then lastly this helm, this small crown that kind of comes in almost like as a circle tunnel and then turns out, as you can see that this sea serpent shaped head that is on the helm itself. As it looks towards you, its eyes open, its mouth opens and swallows you whole. As that is ringing out before you, can you roll another wisdom saving throw, please?
Is the book going to talk again?
Potentially.
That was a 6.
If it does, please can you pause the other music?
Okay. What was it? Sorry.
A 6.
A 6. Ooh. You are struggling on. You can feel your hands are like bound to this, but creaking. Oh, that's windy. All the doors in the house are slammed. That was creepy. Your hands, you can feel your hands and your knuckles as your bones feel like they're ebbing and breaking. You can feel this intense pressure on your lungs as you feel that darkness that was around you. You start to feel like, again, you're drowning, that you're being not only just suffocated, but you're being dragged so deep within the sea that the compression is just crushing your bones and sucking out the air from your body and popping out from your lungs. Those of you that are watching see as blood just starts running from Arthur's eyes, both forwards and out, from his nose, his ears, and almost out of nowhere, almost a river of blood is running down Otter's face. His hands are dripping, the nails bleeding out there. As you take
There's a lot of
it's
dice.
a big fail. As you take 45 points of psychic damage.
Can I cure wounds on him?
Yeah. So you are still bound, and you can see he with that amount of damage should have dropped to his knee. What is disconcerting about this is the amount of just blood that it starts as like a drop, and then all of a sudden it's like a tap's opened up. It's just pouring out. His beard is just drenched in blood now, but then from his hands and fingers it's just dripping out as his like fingernails have almost looked like they've been ripped off as they're covered in blood. It's just pouring out around him. A small pool of this dark, deep crimson blood is just going around Otter's feet as he just stands still, no movement. But Otter, yourself, you feel like that on that fail that you are drowning. You are being dragged deep. That you are being decompressed.
Can I throw up an aura of vitality as well?
You can. What is it?
To pump in a constant bit of healing into.
Yeah.
So he got 12 from me from my cure wounds.
Thanks.
Oh, cool.
So, Otto, you have a choice. You can hold on, or you can try and pull yourself free.
Despite it being a big seeing as the Dragonborn want this book, and I can't take it out of the library, I'm going to read on.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Give me another wisdom saving throw.
What should I do in terms of the healing, the aura?
Give him one boost of it now. So when's it work? Every...
It's a bonus. Well, it's just basically a bonus action every turn.
Yeah, so it'll be every 6 seconds.
Yeah,
So you'll be able to give him one boost now, and then he'll have to roll a save, and you can give him a boost after. But we'll see what happens.
So that's 7 for now.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I rolled 16.
16. You feel the pressure release somewhat, but as you are rising up, you are still not quite there. You can hear the voice kind of reaching into your soul, just goading you on. It would be saying things like, "You must fight. Only the strongest of my champions will sit by my side. Fight if you want this. Now is your time to take it." As you take 11 points of psychic damage. You go again?
Yeah.
Roll a wisdom save.
Oh, before he does that, do I hear him sort of screaming out in pain?
You would, he's not making any noise. It's the creepiest thing. You'd probably hear like this annoying drip as you're trying to sleep. You know, when like the noise gets in your head, and as you open up your eyes, you can see that the elves are pumping healing in as Otto is just dripping like a tap blood onto the floor. This pool is just clearing out around him.
I'm going to get up my chair. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at level 3.
Nice.
For... I don't have enough D8s. For 21 points of healing, and then I'm going to go back to my chair and put my book back over my face.
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty Grisman side. Nice. 21 healing.
Do another roll.
Do another roll of aura. Yep.
Even though
It's only a 5 that time.
thank you. Even though I'm in that kind of trance, somehow I kind of put my thumb up to
He lets out a little fart in your direction. But no, you feel the vitality. You feel, I suppose, with this thing goading and pushing you and throwing those tests towards you, when you will feel your body being healed, you will feel yourself almost with that happening. If you were to push on, you know that you have been that your body is being healed by someone else. You would recognize the feeling of being healed, so you know that you're you kind of have this semi-conscious then moment that your friends must be healing you, so you must be taking damage. So you are aware that you are. When you're taking damage in here, that you're taking damage outside, but you're also aware that they are doing their best to keep you going.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. DC was 20. Nice. It's a shame you got that 20 so early. As you fight on with all this imbued in, as you hear again, he's just like, there is only space for one champion. As you feel the pressure release from your lungs as you rise up again. And although you haven't been aware of like breathing really, you've been in the water, out the water, you feel like you've breached that surface as you get this full lung worth of air, big deep breath as you come in, and as you kind of relaxed out, as your eyes open, you hear one last piece from the book. You want me to pause the other music?
Yes, please.
Let me work out how to do it.
Despite its imprisonment, Zephyrix's thirst for vengeance burned unabated. From the depths of its watery prison, the Kraken schemed and plotted, seeking allies and agents to further its goals. Its primary objective remained clear: to break free from its chains and wreak havoc upon the world above. To this end, it whispered dark promises to those who sought power and influence, offering them the chance to serve as its emissaries and champions in exchange for their aid in breaking the seals that held it captive.
Nice. So you hear that ring out for your mind as finally the voice comes in with a good. As you breathe out, you awake in your eyes, and those of you that are watching the pumping hill, as Ottar, with book in hand, just falls backwards on his heels, straight as a plank, and just cracks straight into the floor. As you come to Ottar, looking around, you are, as you can sit up and move, you put your hand down, your hand is covered in blood. The floor is a puddle of blood. You can then feel and taste the metallic in your mouth as you look up to your two elf friends, sat kind of post spell pose with Arta sat in the corner, a little sleep.
Arta lifts up the corner of the book, sit here in the crash, and then puts it back down again because he can't be dealing with this shit.
It's a lot of blood. But yeah, you are back to in your body. You have the book, and the book, you feel...
Sure.
With the book now, as you open it, you can flick through. You can see that the book, whilst it dictates through within there that there's extra pages that have appeared that appear to have some of the writing in that essentially will dictate out what has been told here. This kind of like manifesto from the beast itself, and then there are spare pages within the back.
Do I get the feeling that that's as much as I'm going to get from the book as
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, and as you click through, so yeah, it was the story of what had happened and what is happening, and this, yeah, you get the feeling like this is you've seen behind the curtain. I mean, you can roll checks to try and discern what certain parts of it mean. If there's certain parts there, I'll do the same as last time. I'll send you through the second two passages, so you have it in text. But that text now you can see is formed. That was not in the book before. That's formed in the back of this book, and there's these extra pages here as you feel this like longing for the book. The book itself seems almost like impervious to the blood. Where you're even holding it with the blood, as you take your hand away, it doesn't seem impacted or affected. Whether it's sucking up and holding on to the blood, or is just repelling the blood itself. As a book, you can tell that there is definitely there's something magical about this small codex.
I look at Von and Baron and Art asleep in, and I just say, thank you. And I look down at my hands and the floor, seeing the blood, and I cast, knowing, obviously, there'd be questions asked, and they could, Frame's father could get in trouble. I cast prestidigitation and clean up everything.
Thank you.
Did you get everything you needed to guess from that Otter?
I think so. There are artifacts out there, but I can't discern what the Dragonborn's intentions are with this beast.
With the give me a Otto. Give me a history. Let's say history check.
11.
11. I can't remember where you were given it. One of these items, at least one of these items you remember seeing. Now you saw one of the artifacts. The what? Sorry.
It's like I think it might have been the crown and the poster for the event. I can't remember which event it was called now.
The Turtle.
The Turtles event. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's good because you remember that naturally. So yeah, you remember on the Turtles event there was the. That's actually good. How funny, because if you didn't remember that, I was going to give you the other thing, thinking that would be more difficult. Let's just say you're a pretty memorable guy. So you remember from that, because I was like, I thought you won't. There's no way you remember that. That was ages ago. You remember seeing that a set of beautiful sapphire teardrop earrings on one of the performers of the circus. The other thing you remember is you were given a leaflet or like a pamphlet for when you were in the jewelers of a fair of important artifacts around the Fallen Conquest that was showing in Allhearth, and you are fairly sure that with 11 that the Serpent's Eye amulet, that big sapphire amulet, was the one you saw. You don't remember as you looked at it on the poster that it had this eye within it, but the size of it, there's something that's saying, okay, I that's the one in the jeweler when I was asking about the other thing that he showed me on that poster.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That was it.
Well, I think that's as much as I'm going to get from the book. We can return it to your father, and there's no need to be. The Dragonborn could look at it again if they wish. That's on them.
As you give me a wisdom save.
Save.
Yep.
16.
16. You, as you say, we can return the book. You feel almost like immediate, this stab in your stomach, and this feel like you're going to vomit. And it kind of like throws you off.
Are you okay?
It's the strangest thing. Just after I said we could return the book, just this pain in my stomach.
The book doesn't want to leave you.
You sure it's not the blood loss?
You have lost quite a lot of blood.
I don't know. I guess it could be either of those things, but
Was Zaga getting you some lunch?
I don't know.
Otter, hand me the book.
I pass from the book.
As you go to put your hand out, you go to move your hand out, and in your head you've done it, and as you look down, you've pulled your hand back.
Otter, are you gonna hand it over?
Trying. I did.
No,
You
it's the
can
whole
have
lot.
the book. Take the book.
I go to grab the book off him.
Otter, you will defend, so you can oppose strength check. If you try to take the book from him, he will fight you to not give you the book back.
Ooh,
Do I know I am still conscious? I'm willingly trying to give him the book.
Yeah, your mind is telling you that you're giving the book, but then when you look at your hand is not following what your brain is saying. Yeah, just hand it over, and then it's like, well, why have you put it? Bilbo in the Ring is the best that I can give you the description of. When you're like, yeah, I gave it back. It's like, no, it's in your pocket. And you're like, oh yeah, it is in my pocket. That is the sort of vibe. So you're like, yeah, of course, Von, take it, and you've just like put it in your pocket, and then Von's going. So as Von goes to take it, you will react violently to be like, no, you can't take it. Like it. That's the vibe you're going for with this book. That you do not want to let it go. Something is telling you not to let this book go, and the thought of this book leaving your hand makes you feel physically sick.
I rolled an 18 on.
Yes.
11.
Roll with advantage.
Up to 3.
Oh, okay, so 11. So you are essentially, Von, you are ripping this from your friend's hand as he's pulling it off. If you get the book back, Otto, you want to stab him and get this book back. I would have you draw your weapon to go and attack. As in your mind clouds. I think you'd see maybe a flash across like his eyes of this cloud of black, almost like a rage kicking across. As that book is yours, Otters, and he's just ripped out your hands for the second time now. You can hear in his voice this, we must keep the book, take it back, kill him.
Struggling with this is I don't know how to word it. Like in my head, I'm not bothered about taking the book, but I just don't know how to word it. I want to kind of say some.
You don't care about the book, but you're being like, how? Why would he fucking take this book from you? You said it's your book. You said he can have it. Why is he now trying to rip it from your hands? Like, did he have to try and rip it from your hands? He's gone too fucking far. This is enough. This is the second time he's taken his book from you. Get the fucking book back. Your brain is twisting the arguments around in your mind because that is yours. Why is he taking it? Why is he acting this way? He shouldn't be doing that. And you are just being clouded with the constant, my champion, take. You must get it back.
I shout at Ron, give me the book.
Otto, you just said for him to take it from you. What is going?
No movement. Roll attack against. Roll attack against Von.
Sorry, the Discord.
Oh, Discord.
Yeah, this will cut out of.
You're
Dramatic
lucky. I was
pause.
literally. I was like, what are you pausing for? Roll attack against Von.
It's a shame I don't have whole person on. That's a shame.
Is it been long enough for Zaga to be back with lunch?
If that's all you're going out for shopping and lunch, then yeah. Well,
I
you
want
could.
to go to the weapon shop and get lunch.
Okay.
I just want to know if I'm
Maybe.
coming back during this mess.
Potentially, if these guys are about to throw down, I was going to give them a bit of time and throw to you before we have a pee break because it's fun to do it that way. So yeah, if you are not giving this book back, Von, then Otter is summoning that pack weapon. The weapon is being drawn. You can both the elves, as you're looking, and Otter will see this flash, almost like the eyes cloud with the full black work, like ink work going across his eyeballs and coming in and out. But you can see the rage building on Otter's face, that he feels he's been slighted. You've seen him before, right? He gets pretty aggy pretty quickly. You're seeing this in his face here from your friend.
Hearing Faerun say that, I said, I know, but I need it!
Yeah.
Seeing the weapon get drawn, I'm going to drop the book.
Nice. Whilst this is happening, Zaga.
Zaga was just going to that magical weapon shop he was at before.
Oh, yeah?
Because the guy told him to come back in a couple of days.
Ah, yes. What were you looking for? You had a sword you wanted, right?
Well, I have the Giant Slayer sword.
Oh, you do have the Giant Slayer sword.
And I asked for a price, and he said something about come back in a couple of days, and he'll have some options for trading it in.
Cool. So we can shorthand it. So what type of sword was it?
The Dragon Slayer is a +1 magical sword that does giant killing stuff.
Yeah.
Giant Slayer rapier.
A rapier. Okay, cool. So he has another.
It needs to be a rapier because.
Yeah, he does have another rapier. So he has another rapier where he was. He's like, I had some. We have potentially some ways of sending this further south where there are more giant folk around. So we say, I can do a trade if it's something you're after. We have this sword that has a little bit of the dark magic about it. As he pulls out this beautiful rapier sword, the metal it's made, it looks like it's just made from craft metal, but you can see there's a few runes right near the hilt, and the metal itself seems to have this like deep dark grey, like slate color to it. As he cool. If he and he like kind of pricks his finger, and then you see from the end of the blade, like jumping out is this dark, what you would recognize to be like necrotic energy, like this deep green. As he goes, oh, he's like, ouch. This sword has the ability to do a little extra damage on those, critical swipes, and will also bring that power back to you. So take a little from the pokey and give it to the poker.
Interesting. And how much would you want for this sword?
Well, I have a buyer for your sword, and this sword, I'm finding it difficult. There's very few adventurers that come through that are kind of happy to, take something that's got a little necrotic in it. So I'm willing to go for a straight trade, 1 for 1.
Straight trade, huh? But you've already got a buyer for my sword lined up, and you can't move this one.
I potentially have a buyer, yes.
I think maybe this sword's worth more to you than the one you've got.
I think you've misunderstood the relationship here. This is a 1 for 1 trade, or there is no deal, my little friend.
Let me see the new sword for a minute. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna cast Identify on it.
Okay, cool. So it's a sword of life stealing.
It's a rapier, is it?
Rapier, yeah, it's the rapier version of it. So I think it's a +1 as well. If it's not, we can make it 1. But yeah, on critical hits, you do extra damage, and you get you do extra 10 damage, and you get 10 temporary hit points.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, why not?
It's a little bit more sure. So you've seen sense. Look after this one. It will do you well, and you know where to come if you have any more things that little trinkets that adorn your hand. As he takes them.
Sure.
Giant. He'll take the giant one off you.
I hand it over. I don't think this is a +1 sword, but
is it not? Well, I'll have a look because it's magical, so it should be +1 just by virtue of being magical. But we'll have a look and get the right one out.
It doesn't say it's +1. The other one did, but yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I'll have a look.
We can sort it later.
Yeah, we'll sort it later. That's easy enough. Cool. So he switches over. One that he had in store, but yeah, he will send down to Honora because their giants are in the south, so we'll find someone to take that south and sell it to people that are more
business
likely.
With you.
And you.
And then I'll go off to the bakery to buy a platter of pastries for everybody for lunch.
Nice. Yeah. So with the
I'm just imagining a Dunkin' Donuts box.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
And then I feel like you would get back, not like as this is going down, the book is being formed, the weapon's been drawn, Arthur's reading, there's a pool of blood, community style, you
it's
find your way
definitely
back.
Troy and the people.
Yeah, and you're like knocking on the door. So as you guys
it's locked.
It's locked. Yeah, as you guys are like, weapon's been drawn. Von, you're just going to drop the book. Everyone's kind of stood to in that moment of silence. Zaga, you're at the door.
Is anybody gonna let me in?
I go to the door and kind of poke my head out slightly before opening the door fully.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it's Saga. Get inside. And I sort of shoo him in.
I look around at the situation. I'm like, what's going on here?
I shut and lock the door.
Is anybody? Why is he covered in blood?
He read the book.
He's not covered in blood. He cast prestidigitation.
Well, I thought you did that on the floor.
Yeah. You'd
I did that.
have to do a few. Yeah, I think you would have started doing it on the floor, and then this all kicked off
Okay,
the book.
yeah.
So
Okay,
yeah. It's like every 6 seconds you'd have been out, do a bit of the floor, do the thing, and then as you're getting up to start doing it yourself, Fon's been like, "Give me the book here," and you're like, "Okay." Then this stops you in your tracks.
Is the book still on the floor?
No, the book's in. Well, depends. If the Von's dropped the book, Otter, you would be scrambling to pick that up pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
Well, I've got lunch.
Now I've got the book back. What's my disposition?
You feel much calmer. Now you've got the book back. There's still a little bit of like, how dare he take the book from me lingering, but there's like the pain that you were feeling is kind of like just that initial wash away.
Do I still have the memory of me wanting to give the book back though?
Yeah, it's again like it's Bill. It's very foggy. So in your mind, you still remember it the way that your mind has been taught to make. Like that, why would Von steal it from you? The facts kind of pass you by a bit. You definitely know that something fishy is going up because you can piece. If you think about it calmly enough, you can piece that it doesn't quite all fit together. But that your emotions are the overriding. Like your memory is being overridden by the emotion on top.
I say to Von, why would you steal this from me? It finished. I wasn't under its spell anymore.
Otter, you drew your weapon on me.
No, I didn't.
Out of order, Otter, you did.
Did I?
Yes. You asked him to take it, he took it, you drew your weapon.
I saw stand there. And I saw a look at my hands, and I can see that my battle axe have been summoned into my hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're
I was stand there confused.
Maybe he's a dragonborn in disguise. I say,
No.
the book's still on my face.
I said, you tried to take it from me when we'd finished.
You offered it to me, and then told me to take it because for some reason you wouldn't hand it over normally.
Stand there looking confused, and looking down at the book, trying to piece together what just gone on.
Zaga, being new to this whole situation, wants to test this himself. Puts the tray of pastries down and... Otter, can I hold the book for a second, please?
When he says that, do I hear a voice?
You are aware of what happened before. It's up to you whether you want to try again and see what happens, or you just essentially this is like
I just want to know, like, as soon as he says that, does the voice come straight back to me? Or
you feel like if you think about it, so as he says it, nothing. But if you were to think about giving it away, you start to feel this is like a Pavlov's dog situation. Yeah. You can try it multiple times and see if the same outcome keeps happening. At some point, you're going to learn that if someone tries to take this book, bad things are going to happen. So you just assume. So it's you. As he asks for it, you're fine. If you were then to like, okay, let's test this, and we're going to think about giving it away, you get that stabbing pain, that sickness in your stomach. So it's really up to you.
I say to Zaga, sure. And I started to push my hand forward with the book in it, and I sort of got the feeling again. And I quickly snatch her back. Say, no. No, it's my book.
Stop messing around, Otter. That is the property of the Commonwealth.
And you like
I
because
think
it's
Paul
not.
was going to be snooty rules person.
It's not a big book. It's a small book, so it's like a diary size like codex thing. So as you're saying no, you're like putting it in your pocket. It like fits into it. It will fit into your like leather jacket pocket very easily, or like it would probably just about fit in an inside pocket, like a larger size inside one. So yeah, you're like no, and you are keeping it onto your body. You want to make sure that you have it with you.
At this point, I say into Fabian's heads, we're gonna have a problem here.
I don't know what to tell you, Fabian. This book. I don't know how, but it's mine. It belongs to me.
No, Otter, I'm telling you now, it's the property of the Commonwealth. It's very, very clear. We can't even take it out of the building. So you putting it in your pocket is a problem. I'm going to need you to hand the book over.
Faywin.
No!
One head in Elvish, I'm going for the double. No shit, Sherlock. We need that book.
Zaga's going to try a different approach. Like, so, I assume you read it.
Yes.
Is there anything you can give the Dragonborn to get them to leave you alone? You don't need to give them everything, but they're going to chase you until you give them something that they can work off.
Zaga,
Yeah.
how do you say fuck off in Draconic?
Zaga says it. Zaga thinks he's trying to help Potter here because he knows these Dragonborn aren't going to leave him the fuck alone.
Fabian's just kicking off because she's breaking a rule. Nothing else.
You just tell him that there is a mention of champions looking for something. That's all I can know.
I need to pee. Cool. So whilst you guys are, I think we can come back to this, but I'm going to wet myself for a vinegar break now. So yeah, you have this situation. We can find out where you go from it there, but we'll take a quick pee break. Otherwise, I'm going to wet myself. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll save something for later. Sorry, apologies. Be back shortly.
Well, I was in the room with them. I don't know that that's going to be something they can go off. Did it say anything about where this beast was defeated?
No. Just underwater. That's as much as I can tell.
My worry is they're not going to believe you if you tell them that's all the book said to you.
Quite honestly, I don't care what they believe.
I mean,
I don't trust their motives for this. This thing's buried. It's gone.
all I'm saying is they've been given a job to do, and they will go to the ends of the earth to do it. And we could try giving them something made up, but I don't know how well they'll believe us.
I mean, you could tell them there are artifacts, I guess, but no description of what or where.
Do you know where they are?
No, it didn't say that. I know what they are.
Well, then if you don't know where they are, then you can't tell them where they are anyway. All you can give them is that they exist.
I mean, as long as
If that's the
you can't tell you're
information he
lying
has,
to them, yeah.
he won't be lying. If he hasn't got the information himself, then he was not lying. It's just whether that's satisfactory for them.
They could still
mean,
think he's lying.
We've got two options here. Three options. There's that option of talking to Dragonborn, leaving, and Faywin, I know you're not keen on the idea, but leaving with the book.
They're not an option.
I don't know what to tell you, Faye, in this book.
You didn't have
Important
him.
to me.
You did not have him looking you in the eye and draw his weapon. That was not Otter in there. That was something else.
He drew his weapon.
If you want
Yeah.
If you want Otter to leave the room, then the book has to leave with him. If that book is away from him, I am worried about what he's going to do to try and get it back.
Well, then
No
we
offense,
need to make a forgery of it, then, don't we? What a shame none of us could do forgeries, because they're going to come looking for that book. Whether you give the information to them or not, you're going to have to return it to the Library of the Commonwealth.
What book? And then I gesture for Otter to try and put it down his trousers.
This book seemingly won't let me part from it, whether I want to or not.
No, I knew what book.
I know. I'm saying to Faven, I was trying to give you the book, and then I just couldn't. It wouldn't let me. It's mine. And I kind of feel it building up in me again, so I stopped talking, just try and calm myself down.
Can I possibly do a check of some sort to figure out whether I could secretly try and dispel the magic on the book?
You can roll an Arcana check.
Give me an idea if it would be possible before I just try it and waste the spell slot.
Yeah.
That would be a 21.
21. You this sort of how funny. No, it's a good roll. You're not the greatest with like the magic on the side though. This doesn't seem like a magical thing that is it's not magically bound to him. Yeah, it's not like it wouldn't feel like a spell that's cast that is caused. You can even see like the fact that this thing like almost killed him when he was going through it, and now he had the aggression that came after. This puts it out of the realm of like this is just a magical lock or a magical binding. This is something more deep that would take you. Whilst it might be magical in nature, less arcane, more otherworldly or like curse-esque, rather than a dispel magic being able to get rid of it.
Can I go and find my dad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Daddy.
Literally.
So yeah, Otter, you can spend the time prestidigitation yourself to clear yourself up.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Faven, you can unlock the door, go outside, literally trot down the hallway like the 20 yards to drop into the library where you can see your dad is pretending to busy himself. He clearly is not in the mode of learning. He is pretending to be busy looking at stuff at his desk, and as soon as you like step around the corner, you see anyone that comes in the room, he's looking up to see what's going on. Kind of shimmies over to you.
A gesture to go into the meeting room.
Oh, up the road.
Just the little meeting room we were
Oh
in
yeah,
before.
okay, cool. Yeah, so he comes over to you and goes, how can I help?
He won't give the book back, Dad.
Who won't give the book back?
The pirate, Otter, the one who had the reaction, he won't give the book back. And at first I thought he was just being difficult, but then he said that my friend Ronran could take it, and then he snatched it back and he drew his weapon. And
this is normal behaviour for him, or?
No.
I mean, your mother was concerned with these. I mean, as lovely as they seem, I have no problem, but she was worried that some of these looked a little rough around the edges.
Listen, I know exactly what they look like, although they did brush their hair for breakfast, so they did try their best. But no, this is completely out of character. It's like he was possessed by something when he was trying to give the book back. And he said to me that it's his book and he's not returning it because he needs it, and he put it in his pocket. And I've explained about the Commonwealth rules, but he just...
Yes, no, this is... Okay. Well, this. I mean, I've been reading what we have on this creature. I mean, if correlating some of the information here, this thing that these stories talk of was almost like a godlike creature, like a creature of immense power. And if the Dragonborn are after it, then your friend seems to have some link to this creature, and I'm not sure whether it was necessarily a good god in that respect either. Are you sure you're safe staying with these?
I have no choice.
I mean, we always have a choice.
I
You could come home. You could come work
no
here in the
choice.
Commonwealth with me.
No. As much as I'd love that, no. I
He's like,
have I have made back these people. They're
I got nothing left.
more than just my friends. We've been through a lot together, and you and Mother have always taught me you don't just leave people behind that need your help. And he's obsessed with a book. He needs my help, and I'm hoping maybe you know something that could help him.
This is above even my knowledge gap.
What?
If there's something,
No, you know everything, and you're really rich.
you've got to stop saying that, darling. I'm not really rich. I'm rich in knowledge. Knowledge is money.
But not rich enough, apparently, because you don't know what to do.
Wow. Did you say that?
She's
out
been
loud?
away for
Did you
3
say that?
weeks and she's come back so sassy.
Yeah, super sassy. You've hurt that little quip as your dad is thinking around that quip hurt. There was no need for that.
There's a tear in his
You
eye.
will remember this.
He will remember this. Yeah, you little brat. Good luck getting those fucking sending stones.
Well,
And the horse.
The horse was never
The
the
pony,
cards,
sorry.
let's be honest. He's like, no, this is there is knowledge and there's understanding, and then there is the things we don't understand, which are more magical. And I don't believe we probably will ever find out the true power and the true, or I suppose all the knowledge that exists in the world. We can only do what we can with what we had. If your friend, though, has a attachment to this in some kind of well, I mean, if he's drawing swords and getting aggressive and this is not like him, and you are saying to me that this is an okay behavior, then I don't wish to be standing in the way, but we are going to have to think of
Well,
a plan.
I'm sorry, I'm not saying it's an okay behaviour, just to be clear, but it's a behaviour that I don't feel that he can control.
Okay,
It's almost like he's cursed or something.
yes, I mean, if there is a creature of this powerful nature, he, your friend the pirate, he has magical abilities?
Yes.
And these are taught or imbued? I mean, what? I mean, do we think that his power is coming from a god, or is it from a being? Have you had these conversations with him?
He said a few things over the past few weeks. He can do this really weird thing where he like disappears in the middle of a fight and then he comes back and he can kind of like take people with him. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But I can't imagine that he was born with that. I imagine that he was taught it.
Well, there are many the Vortalis Arcane Institute are wizards in learning and practicing magic, but it as a practice is fairly new. You know, the rest of the magic is dealt out to those that are lucky enough to be imbued. But the Dragonborn.
I'll tell you what's not lucky, Father, you've just reminded me. When, and I'm sure you know, when we go out adventuring, sometimes people don't make it, and normally they're the bad guys, so although it's still sad that people lose their lives, sometimes, and only sometimes, he brings back their soul as a ghost, and it stands next to him and helps him. I'm pretty sure he called it, I can't remember what he called it, a spectre.
That. Okay. So that's necromancy. That is
That's what I was reading about.
quite frowned upon, yes. Are you sure you're okay with these? I mean, you've been acting, and you know I don't like to give you any negativity, and I like to praise what you're doing, but you've come back a little more bold than you went before, and your language has changed somewhat. Now you are dealing with or hanging around with your friends that are dealing in necromancy and drawing swords on each other in my library.
I just stand there blank face, like as if to be like, so.
And what?
Yeah.
Okay, Tracy Beaker,
What's your
calm down.
point?
It just, I mean, necromancy isn't something to be dabbled with. Either way, if Otter is indeed gaining powers from other entities that are not druidic, so the elements, or radiant from the gods, then necromancy must be coming from something. Something is giving him power. It is not beyond the realms of possibility to believe that the creature in these stories is the thing that is giving him power.
And it doesn't want him to lose the book.
Yes. Clearly there is a link between the book and someone that it would make sense that of everyone that has touched the book, only Otter has had such a reaction.
So I don't know what to do.
Let's take what we can. Let's break it down to the easiest part. The Dragonborn will be back for the book with a new reader, but we don't know how long it will take them. If there are more does Otter know if there are others like him that he has seen? Do we think this will be an easy job? Because depending on the time that they will take, we have some time for the book to say, be waylaid. But of course, I need something to replace it or the book itself back by the time the Dragonborn come back. I would like to make that as risk-free as possible for me, dearest.
Do you know anyone who could make a replica of the book? One that looks the same, that with the same stories? Because when they called me elf, I did ask if they wanted the text from the book, and they said it was the book themselves that they wanted.
Yes, the book itself is, and I've read the book. The book itself is just the lore story of this beast that was.
But if they don't feel the magic from it like Otter does, like
Then
when
they
I
wouldn't notice.
read it, or we don't feel anything. So couldn't we just make another book and they wouldn't know?
We could potentially try. Who would be the best to?
Well, also because if Otter has the book, and the Dragonborns think that they found someone, like I know, for example, that poor Otter, all of his friends on his boat, they died. So I can't imagine there's going to be that many pirates knocking about able to read that sort of thing. So the Dragonborns will bring someone. The person may say, "Yeah, I can hear the beast talking," and we give them a replica book, and they just think that the person isn't as powerful as they thought, and then they go and look for another one. And hopefully in that time we'll be able to work out what on earth to do with Otter.
Yes. Go and see Master Sablecloak at the Celestial Tomes. He has a better knowledge of ancient manuscripts than anyone in the city, and for the right price, I'm sure discretion can be bought, although he will need to see the book at least to try and create a copy, and we will need it back within a matter of days. That will be the best choice. I can buy maybe a day or so, and we're hoping that the Dragonborn won't be back soon. But that might be the best option now.
But how do I get Mr. Man to do it without telling him what's happening here?
I mean, you can. Master Callista is a man that runs a very a shop that is has a declining customer base. Not many are interested in the ancient manuscripts and scrolls. Now there's the more in vogue Vortalis Institute. So he's a man for which gold can do many things. So I would ask that you, use some discretion with him. But if he's just creating a replica of a book, he would be quite able to do so. He doesn't need to know the whole story, of course.
Maybe I'll tell him we're doing a play. How much do you think that he'll charge in gold? I'm a little short.
I have no idea. You'll have to negotiate that with the master himself. I mean, that's the option. The other option is Otto stays here with the book, sleeps in the library.
No, nobody needs that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I will go and speak to him. In fact, out of character, that was the guy we went and spoke to before, right?
Yep.
Is he the one we got the magnifying glass from?
Yep.
Okay, cool. In fact, I've actually spoken to him since being back, so it would be lovely to go and speak to him again.
Okay.
Oh, I may need Saga for that one.
I'm sure you can be persuasive. Lol.
It's one trait I haven't picked up.
Okay. Well, if this is what we are going to go for, then I shall. If you can return the books that you have, and I will keep them aside for the Dragonborn. And I pray that you move swiftly with this plan, so in case they do come back, I am not left without said book.
Mm-hmm. They don't have photocopiers, do they?
Is that a serious question?
I thought maybe the little robots could.
Can you just minus 1 off your intelligence score? No.
Oh yes, the one with experience on the little robots doesn't know how they work. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yes. Don't have photocopies.
Okay.
You know forgeries can happen.
I
Should be
give
able to correct
my father a big hug.
He hugs you back and just says, "This is quite a big risk we're taking here with this book, mainly because I'm not sure what these Dragonborn might kick up if they don't get their own way. So please be quick and don't forget to solve. We can sort the problem at least from my end, because I'm afraid of what I might have to give up if push comes to shove."
Wait, what do you mean, give up?
Well, I mean, if the Dragonborn return and we have nothing, there is not much I can do except say that your friend Otto had stolen the book from the library.
Oh, I don't know how that will go down with the Great Dad.
Well, I mean, I unfortunately, as nice as your friends are, I don't really think I should be the one suffering the reprimand for this. As he looks at you, like, kind of confused again. This is incredibly dangerous, Faye, and I'm not sure you're actually understanding the gravity of what's going on.
It's okay, I'm going to get a book and they won't know.
Yes.
And then I hug him and I run out of the room.
Okay.
And I go back to the group and I knock on the door in
Super
my special
uneasy.
knock.
Question out of character.
Yep.
You said the book now has all the information that Otto heard in his head written in the pages?
Yep.
So if the book is copied, that will all be in the new copy of the book?
Yes, if you copy it page for page. Depends what you want to do with the book. So to get the book made by someone, you're going to have to go and show someone the book so they can essentially, one, scribe out what is within the pages, and then make sure the cover and the outside is designed as the best way as possible.
So Otto's going to be sitting in Scroll and Tomes, whatever it's called,
Yep.
whilst he does that.
If he doesn't get the book. Yeah.
He's not going to hand the book over.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You're going to just have to hold it up and be.
And then flick through the pages. Yeah.
So if the book's getting copied, then they're going to get all the information from the book anyway.
Not necessarily, because we haven't
That's what
said
you
which
meant.
pages that they do.
It's quite, and again, only Otto would know this information is in the back part, but the original pages are there. It's not overlaid any pages. It's just pages at the back of the book are now filled in. So like each of those
Okay,
passages are
so they
are
were
new
blank
pages.
before,
They were blank
but now
before,
they're
yeah.
filled
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And if Otter knows that he can tell the man what pages to put in and what
Yeah.
not. So is somebody going to let me in the room? I'm knocking
No.
politely. Hello.
Let Faywin in. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Have you
Oh, it's still sleeping.
Have you cleaned
Occasionally
up?
chiming in.
Yeah, there's enough time to clean up all the blood.
Okay. So I make sure that the door is locked behind me, and I let them know that. What time is it now?
You just had lunch, so just after midday.
Oh, we need to get down to the place we went before.
I do like to think that you've come back
roll
into the room and they've put everything back and they're just sat around eating all those all those baked goods.
Yep.
You come back in and
Just
everyone's
crumbs all around their mouths.
yeah. We didn't really know what was going
I
on.
haven't
until
had
today.
my Panic Shuffler either, by the way, so I'm going to be hangry.
Roll a luck check. It's probably been eaten.
I'm just going to assume that it has. I don't. I've been with
No,
these people.
I saved you one.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
And one for Hector.
Oh, thank you. So I.
As a way of like sort of peace
Yeah.
token.
As you should. So I let them know what my dad.
Yep.
So the fact that if we don't get a good enough forgery or the book is missing when the Dragonborn come back, that he's gonna dob you in Otar. And I did all that I could to stop them doing that, but to be completely honest,
No,
I don't
no,
think we have
Faywin,
an option.
that's fine. I was gonna say that to your father anyway. I don't want him to get into trouble, as he's been very helpful to us. So.
And then to mutter to myself, whatever happens, I think I'm going to be in trouble. Okay, with my dad because I'm being sassy. Otter, are you okay to? Yeah, but I'm waiting for a mount. Otter, are you okay to go down to the shop now?
Yeah. The sooner we get this done, the better.
One thing.
Zago, do you want to go and talk to the Dragonborn to make sure they're like not watching the gate as we're leaving?
I do have arrangements to go and catch up with them, but I don't think they'll be watching the gate. I think they're back on the boat.
I'm just thinking if they see Otto leaving.
How does the Misty Step work? How far can you do it?
Surely the library's got protections against things like that.
Oh, okay.
What, Misty Step in
Does it not?
Nah, it doesn't really have magical words. Magic's not like hugely prevalent.
I was thinking of a way that he could get out without people noticing.
This is probably how they're stealing those magic scrolls, which we probably need to look into.
All in good time, Arthur.
Maybe you could have been doing that instead of being at a fight club, but you know. We live and
Why are
learn.
we searching for magic scrolls at night?
Cool.
We're
so
not
you're
to
leaving.
solve anything by arguing here, are we? So let's get
Oh, that's
out.
the point. I'll tell everybody what time the next fight club is.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
So many
Unfortunately,
events.
I think my starfighter is out of action a bit, given the situation, Zaga. But I appreciate you asking.
It's
You're
okay.
about
As long as he
here.
can hold his book, he'll be fine.
They don't allow weapons at the fight club.
He's got a book.
Just tell me when, Arthur. I can go into bear form again. It's fine.
It's fine, Arthur. Just tell the opponent to try and take the book off me.
Yeah, but then you'll get your,
You'll murder him.
you'll get your weapon in your hand, and yeah, we won't end well.
Faywin
Anyway,
huffs
right.
and stamps her foot.
Okay. You going?
Let's head out. Zago, are you able to go and speak to them anyway, just to make sure?
I mean, I can.
Or go ahead, and if you do see them near the gate, then go.
Remind me how invisibility works. If you were to go invisible and whilst holding Otar, would he go invisible too, or do you have to carry him?
No, you can't. I don't. It's everything on your person, but I don't
Cast it on
think you
someone
can.
else.
You can cast it on someone else. Yeah, you can't cast it and then carry people because
What happens if he's inside of him,
Shenanigans.
like he gets eaten or something?
if he's inside you, it's fine. If he's inside a bag of holding, it's fine. But well, actually, not bag of holding. You need to get inside the bag of.
Nah, bag of holding, you got 10 minutes of oxygen. If he runs quickly.
Yeah, but you've got to try and get in it, which is the problem. Depends which one you've got. There's two. One of the bags is smaller, and one of the other one's bigger. If you got the big one, you're good. If you got the small one,
I believe we had this thing when Zaga tried to put somebody in a bag.
yeah.
It wouldn't even get over its head, so I don't think
It was
we've
like
got
a-
one
Well,
big enough.
It was like-
Shoulders
Self-heard. I
were
mean,
fine.
I wasn't there then, but
Yeah.
you know.
it was funny.
The head was fine. It was the shoulders.
It was
were
the
too
shoulders,
wide,
yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Was that a story we brought up at breakfast, Fabian?
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the stories we might have told.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, if he goes invisible and the rest of us walk out, that's going to look just as suspicious if they are there.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Then what do you suggest, Vaughn? I could
It's
send
fine,
John
it's
out, but we
fine,
all
it's
know there's a
fine.
guy's
I will go and talk to the Dragonborn to make sure they are not watching as everybody leaves.
How will you let us know that if they are there? If only I had sending stones.
Well, they're on their boat, so I'm going to go to their boat. But since you all want me to do it so much, I'll go to their boat now.
I start heading off because the sooner we get this done, the better.
Yep.
Oh, we need someone who's quite persuasive, though, to speak to Kalista, because I'm not doing it.
I can do it. I
Are
can be
you-
persuasive.
Are you deceitful? Because we can't tell him exactly what this is for.
Just remember, like last time, if in doubt, buy something first. People are always more receptive when you spend money.
Mhm.
Plus, we'll be paying him for the forgery anyway, so, you know, he's...
We
He's
just
a
don't tell him it's
respectable man.
forgery.
We may not want to use the word forgery.
Well, obviously, we're not going to use the word forgery when we're speaking to him.
Replica. It's a replica
And what could we be using it for? Maybe a play?
for your personal collection.
A gift for someone.
My personal collection. Just...
You're snooty enough to
Oh,
have a personal collection
how-
of storybooks.
Oh, I was about to say I could pretend it was a gift for my dear kobold friend, but maybe not. Snooty. Let's think about it on the way there. Let's head out.
Yes. That's about it.
Yeah, so I'll go to the boat, I guess, while they go to get their replica.
Yep, nice. Cool. So you head over to the docks. As you come out and have a little look around, you don't see that anyone's perched outside the same way you were for like 2 days, watching and waiting as the rest of you make your way over to the shop.
I mean, if no
Cells.
one's watching, Zaga's welcome to come along with us. It was just
Zaga's
kind of
gone.
making sure that no one was watching the
Yeah,
game.
you didn't ask that.
He's
You
already
said
gone
that.
to the
He's
towards the
gone.
boat, man.
He's walked off.
Basically, you all told him to fuck off.
You did turn.
To make
You're very
it
anti-dragon all of a sudden, all of you.
They were fucking rude, that's why.
to make it less less conspicuous, more conspicuous. I don't know what the word means.
Yep.
Art is gonna head towards to go get his suit, so there's less people.
Nice.
So you know it could be more stealthy with the little
Yep.
Ocean's 11.
Nice, and you've had a tour, so you know where the Celestial Tomes is anyway. To catch up with them after you've had it. So you guys all leave in whichever dribs and drabs you want as you all head out in your different directions. Zaga towards the boat, the three of you towards the Celestial. I'm sure it's called Celestial Tome, Celestial Tomes, and off to collect the purple suit. Finally, as Arta heads off to the clothes shop. Zaga, you make your way towards the boat. As you're walking up, it's not that far to go from here. As you come out of the Commonwealth, go and you're walking through the park. Very lovely park, very lovely day. Making your way towards the dock where you know that the dragon boat,
Yeah, I've been
dragon
there
boat,
before.
what the hell I'm looking for? Boat is docked is what I'm looking for. As you're walking along, you're just like tossing over in your mind, just essentially what you were saying that. That everyone's become very anti-dragon at the moment. It doesn't seem to like all these other things that you've been in and helping them with, all their different elk problems. But as soon as a Dragonborn turns up, that doesn't go two ways, does it? And almost as you're like tossing it over, you are having a bit of a conversation with yourself where, there's your persona takes on a voice that just agrees with you in that, just saying things like, well, I can't believe they treat you this way after all you do to help them.
Yeah, I'm helping them all the fucking time.
All the time. All those gifts you've bought them. Has there been a thank you? I don't think so.
Nobody ever says thank you.
And you had to spend your precious haul to do so.
Yeah, I want to keep my gold. Gold's precious.
Gold's very precious, exactly. Maybe we should take the gold back.
How would we take the gold back?
Well, anytime we can. They're not smart, are they? You divvy up the gold when they're not looking.
That's right. And I should get the biggest share.
You should get the biggest share, yes. What about these dragon folk? Maybe these kin of yours can be useful. Should we be helping the kin? Will they help us get to our goals?
Will they give me gold?
They might give us gold if we give them what they want. Let's remember this.
Little flashing sign in the corner. Zaga will remember this.
As you club your arm, make your way up to the docks. As you see the guy there, the guy waves you onto the boat because he just sees you as a kobold. As you make your way onto the ship, and as
Does
you
the kobold recognise me that I met before?
yeah, the kobold he does, but then kind of gives you like a second glance because you obviously are a little bit bigger, and now you will be a little bit taller than all of them.
That's right, I'm bigger and badder than all of them.
Yeah, as he goes, oh, well, look who it is. We've been told you'll be coming round.
Yeah, that's right. I'm bigger and more important than you.
Well, we'll see about that, boy. We'll see about that. He's like, hey, Goggle, let him in. And then you see one of the, towards like the cabin quarters, a kobold opens the door and shouts in. He's like, Aaron, the kobold's here. And he like leaves the door open for you to walk down into the kind of dog pit. Nice. So you go into, it's a nice looking, like essentially captain's quarters, big office up area. You can see there's a big map rolled out, and there's things that are like marked up on the map, and there's a few notes around, and you can see sat behind the table only Orin. Kahun is not in the building, so it's just Orin as he comes in. He goes, wasn't expecting to see you back so quickly. What have you found, friend?
Not much. The pirate seems not to know very much, from what I can tell so far.
He is keeping back information.
Well, he may be, but he may not know too much either. I just know that the book has some kind of connection to it.
Yes. Watch him carefully, because he has been deceitful. I can see it in his eyes. And if he knows...
All he said is something about a group of champions. I tried asking him about artifacts, and he said there was nothing he could say.
This is... this group of champions, if they are growing, is a worry. There are others like your friend.
Oh, I think he meant champions that defeated the beast way back in the day.
So no more champions. I would be...
It does seem to me, if you knew who these champions were, you might be able to trace any artifacts that they might hold, but he doesn't seem to have any names.
So he is a lone warrior? He isn't part of the champions group?
I mean, he's part of our group, but we don't know shit about it.
Has he had any acquaintances? He turned up as a complete lone force?
Well, he was associated with a thieves guild in Redvant, but that's not surprising.
Redvant. Interesting. Well,
He did get into a fight with some pirates in Redvant when they asked him some questions about his old boat.
And what information do you have on his old boat?
It sank, and he seems to be the only survivor.
The only survivor. That's a strange coincidence, would you not say?
Well, you know, he's a pirate, they can swim.
Well, with the rest of the crew not pirates also?
I hadn't thought about it like that, but that's not what I came here to talk to you about.
Well, keep your eye on him. We need all the information we can get. You're here to talk about that, definitely, right?
Yes, I wanted to let you know about the situation on this land. There's weird things happening.
Tell us all about it.
And Zaga will go through what he knows of the Death Bloom, including eating tainted duck and seeing the Death Bloom creature.
Nice.
You know, all of that. He will also mention defeating a vampire in Redvant and how the corpse has been brought here for study.
Nice.
A tentacled vampire, and how the mages have it and are hiding it from everyone else.
Nice. As you're going through this...
and the guy with the telescope said he was from another plane.
Mm-hmm.
But Zaga doesn't really know what that means.
Yeah. As you're going
He
through with
thinks
him,
it's from the sky.
yeah. Cool. So he's just like noting down what you're saying. He's interested. As you go through some of that stuff, he's like almost as bewildered as you are. You'll have a bit of back and forth as he asks you questions, which you can see he's probing in like weird directions, just trying to pin it down. But he writes as he goes through, and he's like, very good, Zakazoon. You're quite the bard, but even better with the information. He's like, take this, and he pops a small chest on the desk in front of you, and just facing towards you, lifts the cap up, and you can see there is oh my god, make sure I get this right around. There is 50 platinum in there, which is 500 gold.
Zaga's eyes light up like a greedy little dragon.
He's like, we can pay you more for more information. This has been very useful and will aid Draka in its cause. Take this. Bring us anything else you have.
At this point, Zaga will give the last bit of information about how a hag wanted them all to defeat the Death Bloom for the hag.
Okay.
And everyone made a deal with the hag except the brave kobold warrior.
Nice. He agrees.
Fight the hag.
He agrees that was very smart to not make a deal with hag. But yeah, all of that goes down. You can see like interest level he's more interested in who it affects and how it affects. So when you're talking about the location where it is on the, he doesn't seem to care. You know that his interest is the north, right? It's definitely going to be taking back Drakalin. It's getting the Diamond Mountains is where the information is most pertinent. But anything that when he's probing you on questions, you'll pick up that the questions he asks are less about like what the Death Bloom can do or what the hag deal was, more about who it affected, like who made the deal. Okay, but who are they part of, and where do they live, and who do they hate, and who are their enemies? And he's trying to build this map of who is at war with who across the important powers in the major cities of this North Country.
And Zaga will end the conversation by recounting the excellent story of the time he burnt a dwarf's beard off with a fireball. Nice.
He gives you some like, he laughs. At that point, you get the kind of like, they're laughing at the dwarf's mishap. He pulls out some very good, high quality, like chilled vodka. As Draka's own vodka, and he's like, I'm sure you haven't had this for a while, my friend. And he pours you out some and then leaves you the bottle to take. Bottle of like Draka vodka. I mean, this is the sort of stuff that doesn't leave Draka. So value wise, yeah. Dragonborn, very few people, they trade with very few people. They mainly trade in rather than trading out. So like something like triple distilled, high quality vodka just doesn't leave Draka ever.
Nice. Zaga will pocket his 50 platinum.
Yep.
Grab the bottle. And say he'll be back if there's anything of interest, but he doesn't think there's going to be much that they're going to get out of his friend Otter. He doesn't seem to know very much. As you trying to protect him, even though everyone's clearly anti-dragon.
Yeah. And as you like leave and turn, he like reaches out to grab you and says, Zakazoon, you must find the information on the artifacts for the good of Draka.
For the good of Draka.
He doubles down on it.
And Zaga will leave.
Nice. Very happy with yourself. Very happy with the gold. The good feeling about having a lot of platinum. Having platinum. Oh, what a treat. A small chest, and all you had to do was give over information. How easy was it to get riches?
Very easy.
Good work, Zaga. Good work.
How much is platinum worth again?
It's 10. So that'd be 500 gold if you just want to put it in as gold. It's like a 10 to 10 to 10 all the way up. Nice. So you do that. Do you know where the celestial tomes are?
I was there. I bought the magnifying glass.
No, I meant Zaga. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah. So yeah, you can do that and start making your way around.
Is it suspicious to carry a bottle of vodka, open vodka, around in my hand in the city?
I mean,
just get a brown paper bag and you'll be fine.
Not super suspicious. I mean, if people to look at it and then see what it was, they might be like, "Fucking hell, he's drinking like some hard liquor." But no, I wouldn't say no one's going to stop you for doing it. But it is something that you would know, even you and the way that you drink booze. This is something that you wouldn't walk around the city just like blah blah blah. This is like you pour a couple of glasses, you cork it, and you use it for another
Yeah, I
time.
know,
This
but I
is
don't have a bag of holding. So.
You'll have like a small
I've got a
satchel or
backpack.
bags. Yeah, you got a
I'll
bag.
put it in my backpack.
Yeah, you'll be able to put it in a satchel or in a thing, so you're not walking around with it in your hand. As you make your way back through the park, feeling very good with yourself, feeling very warm inside, as your belly is full of lovely platinum. Well, not your belly. But, nice. Arta, you gonna get your suit?
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other half of it, but let me find the money for it. I should find this first before I said that.
I've already paid.
Oh yeah. Did you pay all up? I thought you only paid half.
I paid.
Yeah, you paid a deposit.
Okay. I paid half then. Well, I
Oh,
did.
no.
I've got 900 gold. I don't care.
No, you might have. I realised.
I think they said pay a deposit. I just said no.
Yeah, you paid the whole amount. You did.
Because I was trying to be a Barry Big Balls.
You did, because I deleted it. It's only because I looked down and I was like, what the hell is here? I realised that Otter, Otter paid for something on a deposit many moons ago, which is still on my list.
Yeah.
I looked down, I was like, that's not what it is. So you make your way back to the Regal Attire. As you wait to shop, yourself set as you walk in. You still wearing which colour of the next?
It is the black one today, and before I walk in, I kind of brush myself down to get rid of any sort of residual dust. And as I open the door, I assume it's big double doors. I'm assuming double doors.
Yeah, they're like.
I open both double doors, my cape billowing behind me.
Nice. And as you do so, Seraphina, the lady behind the door, she goes, well, here he is. And that, I must say, that turtleneck is looking resplendent on you, sir. Are we ready for our fitting?
I do believe we are. No, thank you very much. Yes, no, of course. Yes.
So she ushers you in. She claps her hands, and the helpers come out. She's like, "Help the man here with his armaments. We have a rather fine suit to try on." As you go through the rigmarole of being measured up, checking, she rehems the trousers. They offer you a liquor of choice. There's a small amount to sip whilst you're there. Maybe a smoke if you'd like a smoke. They have a selection of cigars and cigarettes if you'd like to smoke inside the shop. They don't give a shit. As you are being in the the three-way, not the three-way mirrors, in the
all surrounding.
Yeah, all surrounding. As you are
magic
up on the
mirrors.
thing, and they are sorting you out and measuring you up and just getting everything done. The suit looked. When you put it on, you're a bit like, okay, it's nice, and then as they start getting into the tailoring and the fine tuning of it, as your time goes through, you are starting to look real fucking good here.
So I do take the drink and I kind of sip slowly as they're going through. Instead of taking a cigar, I take my pipe out of my bag.
Nice.
Which, as we're well aware,
blows bubbles.
Don't actually smoke. Yeah, blows bubbles. I don't think it actually does blow bubbles. I don't think it blows anything. It's just like a pipe. There's nothing to put in it.
Yeah.
And I put it in my mouth to kind of look more regal.
Yeah.
Shall we say?
And then you can see she celebrates it. So Seraphina doesn't do any of the work here. It's like the two helpers that are there, younger guy and younger girl, who are measuring you up, and she just is very nice. That completes the look, I have to say. As she is fully brown nosing you as you go through and try the suit on, making you feel like $1 million. Is there anything else you wanted to do in there, or essentially you've got to spend an hour in there just getting tied up, fitted up, getting it fully fitted to your form? And she asks you options about your armaments and your weapons, if there was anything you want to give, if certain areas you want to give more space in, so you were able to fight in it if you wanted to or not, depending on how you wanted to go. So essentially, to your desire, this suit can be made. I leave that to you.
I think I want it relatively fitted. And as we're doing it, I kind of pose a question. Do you happen to know where I'd be able to find a matching cane? I feel like the look needs completion.
I mean, we
Not
do
that
have...
the work itself is not perfect, but
Of course. We have an array of canes. They are made of a variety of different, either metals or wood. And she stops the young guy working, goes, go and get the selection. And he goes off and brings back like a large, like circular case. Like pops it down, takes a lid off, and then there is just this whole array of canes. And she's like, we can have custom heads made, or we can remove the heads and replace them on there however you would like. We have a range of beasts, or just some jewels and gems that we can source in, as she shows you. And there are like different metal tops, wooden tops, handles. Some of them are like serpent heads. Some of them are like rams. Essentially, the world is your oyster in designing a wooden or metal cane of your choice. They are all standard canes, though. They don't have any like special mechanisms. They're just basic bitch ones, but
it's fine. As I have a friend who is a proponent of fire, I would prefer a metal cane. The ram head, I mean, and I gesture towards my horns.
Yep. Nice.
The ram head, it feels close to home.
Nice. So yeah, you can go through it. You can get out, and it's like there's the shinier, like polished metal ones, as well as the more like graphite ones, the ones that don't.
Graphite.
Yeah, that's a nice deep dark color. And as you like feel the weight of it, he kind of hands you it to feel. Let's get the shit out of me. You can feel the weight in this. Like you could use this if you wanted to, as a weapon. There'd be enough weight in this that you could use it as something to whack somebody with at basic level anyway.
An emergency quarterstaff club thing.
Like, yes, exactly that. Yeah. So it's
a shame I'm not proficient with either of those items.
Hello there.
Either of those weapons.
Oh yeah.
So maybe quarterstaff. Maybe
be.
no. Maybe if they're martial weapons, I am.
Yeah. It would be basic. They'd be basic weapons, I think.
I'm proficient with simple and martial weapons.
It's a simple weapon.
It's fine.
So you would have proficiency with it because it's a simple weapon. So you can add one of those in. And as she goes through, she's like, the metal ones are slightly more expensive. That'll be 20 gold.
I mean, we know that money is really not an option, not a problem here. And I give 25 gold over.
Oh.
A small tip for my appreciation for everything.
Nice.
And I do want to make sure that your staff is distributed to the staff as well. I say that loudly so they can hear me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they know I'm kind and generous.
Yeah. She and you hear as he puts the lid back and lifts it up. The young guy's like, "Thank you, sir. We really appreciate that." As he carries off this massive tub of canes as he walks off. As you go through the rest of the fitting session there. This thing is sturdy as hell. Like this is has more metal in it than a sword would in terms of weight, but it's so nicely balanced. And the ram's head is almost like something adorned of like platinum. It would be valuable in itself, and the detail on it is exquisite.
Has it got like a shape where you can like put your hand at either side of the horns, so you've got like a good grip? It's very ergonomic.
Very ergonomic. It's been designed to enable you to easily get the flick with the cane as you walk.
I'm never going to use this bloody suit. I don't know why I spent 50 gold on the suit and 20 on the game.
I love it. It's funny. Nice. So you finish up. You're going to be there for a while anyway, getting the rest of the touches done. But you have your suit being made. This is D&D, baby. You fully can just.
I thought it was ready.
It's ready, but it needs to be tailored. It needs to be finalised to your body. So there'll be like a small amount of time as in you're going to have to stay there for at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes as they get the finalisation on the length of the trousers and the suit jacket. But it's just the final touches, and then you're free to go. Nice. Thank you for the raid, guys, coming in.
Oh, sorry.
That's right. Now you go.
I'll let you do your stream stuff.
Yeah, I thought I better do it. We're doing roleplay. We're buying suits. It's D&D.
So as they kind of finish up their work, and I ask to wear it. I'm going to wear it out. I'm not going to ask for, but I am going to ask for. They mentioned previously a suit bag to keep it in, or something like that. A little bit plasticky stuff.
Yeah. I won't be plastic. Oh no. This is like a
or equivalent fantasy plastic, whatever you want to call it.
no. It'll be like a nice woven,
Yes.
high quality suit bag. The way a suit bag would work. But you can either wear it, but they can give you the suit bag, so you have it to store it in for travel.
Yeah.
A travel bag.
I do want that. And as I leave, I bow, twirling my cane as I do.
Nice.
I can make a check if you need me to.
No, I think regardless, this room is so small that you knock like a top hat over. She goes, "Oh, no, don't worry about that."
Wait, did I get a top hat?
No, there was just you're in a shop and you just swang a cane around. You've hit stuff that's on.
My apologies. I thank you very much, and I walk out, cape billowing.
She's like, "We'll come back whenever you need anything else. Any adjustments free of charge." Yeah, nice.
I'll be back.
As you leave regal attire, full purple suit, cane,
gold trim,
gold trim with the cape,
cane with the cape.
Nice.
How ridiculous does he look walking the streets of Ulhurth?
I mean, not as ridiculous as you'd hope he'd look. There's a fair amount of like snooty tooties that will go to regal attire and buy stuff to wear this. Like a lot of the Commonwealth administrators at the higher level will probably wear quite, and he's just like an upgrade version of the guys you saw in the wanky wine bar.
You've got to remember that as someone who is aspiring to be the delegate of the dwarves, I need to look the part as well.
I forgot about that bit. Nice. So you start heading your way towards Celestial Tomes. As you're going into the Scholar's Crown, you will feel right as rain. You definitely feel a cut above the rest. I will say you haven't put your armor back on.
I'm well aware. Yes.
Okay, good. Just checking.
No, I'm aware, but at the same point, we're in a city.
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
the worst that can happen?
Yeah, when are you going to fight? You're going to fight this old man?
I've still got my shield.
Yeah.
It's attached to my back currently, along with my hammer.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're within reach.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm just reminding you. Cool. So yeah, you get that done. That's 30 minutes of your time as you start making your way towards Celestial Tome. As we cut there now, the Elves and Otter. You know this place. You've made your way there, and it is mid-afternoon or early afternoon as you make your way to the Celestial Tomes, the old ancient manuscript scrolled store. There is no one in the shop as you arrive, and as you open the door, and the small bell goes off. Master Callista Sablecloak turns to greet you. He's like, "Oh, hello, back so soon."
Yes, hello. I'm not sure that you've met my other friends. I was here before. Hang on, out of character. Were you there before, or was it just me and Zaga?
I think everyone was there.
I thought everyone went there. Weren't you just like all piling into shops like weirdos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah.
Well, then I'd take that back. Yes, I just wanted to come in. First of all, just say that you may remember my kobold friend bought some beautiful magnifying
Of course he
glasses
did.
for my father.
Did your father enjoy it? I think he said why he was
Absolutely adored them, and he knew instantly from the quality that they were yours.
Oh, we know. Not many people have access to these sort of things, and there are even fewer people that appreciate good quality when they see it, but your father is one of them.
No, he knew as soon as he opened the box, he could tell. So thank you so much. They were beautiful.
He holds his heart. Oh.
Oh god, here we go.
He's saying we're going to do persuasion.
No, she's going to hope for the best after buttering him up.
Hope for the best. Making you roll
Wait, are we
dice.
gonna have a favor and persuasion check? Oh,
I'm assuming
I'm
so.
so excited for this.
You might not need a persuasion check.
Okay, let's go. It crossed my mind that with all your incredible I haven't even rolled yet and I'm sweating.
You might not even have to roll. If you're going to buy stuff from me, it's just how shady you're going to be.
No, I know.
Oh.
But I'm
Or if
sweating.
you try and
No.
negotiate.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're paying what everyone else is. Just put that out there now.
$1 million.
With all the your skill, obviously you've proven your skill on and I look at one.
Are you okay? Is there a problem? Was there a problem with the magnifying glass? You seem nervous.
I've
No.
lost
The
my note.
magnifying glass is fine. What my friend was trying to say here was, we just wanted to get the kobold friend a little gift back, for the fine gift that he got for her father. We found, well, my friend here has this book that tells of a tale that
We require you to make a copy of this book
Oh.
as a gift.
I mean, yes, this is something we can do. Is this a story? Do you have what size book are we talking about?
It's not the big one. I produced the book.
He's like, oh, this is quite old. Oh, this is your book. This is quite the specimen. I would love to see something, because you can see he's like, oh, this is new. Okay. I mean, yes. If this is a book that needs to be transcribed, we can try and match as much as possible the mix. Is it a score? Does it have pictures and words? Is it something to be transcribed as well as, or just the outside book that you'd like covered?
Yes. The contents up until, and I show him where I want him to go up to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as you go through it, so he goes to like take it from you, and you kind of instinctively just move your hands away, and he's like, okay. Oh, I'll just look from here.
Yes. I need to keep hold of this book. It's quite precious, and I can't let it out of my hands.
Roll a
Very
persuasion
quietly,
check.
I kind
Roll a.
of...
Okay, no, sorry, no. Roll a persuasion check. Low DC just for the explanation of why.
Not 20.
Oh, nice. He's like, I fully understand. You know, when we get some of the special items, I have these special little gloves that I wear to ensure that we don't damage the paper. And the book, as precious as this, do you know what? It is just a treasure for me to see it with my eyes alone.
I have no doubt in your thoroughness.
Looks at your fingernails that are covered in blood, where you've just been bleeding from them profusely about 20 minutes ago.
That's vegetation.
I know, but maybe you missed a bit.
Under the fingernails.
Yeah.
It's just a quirk of mine. I like to.
No,
I do like to have things to do that.
no explanation required. I understand fully. We have many old, and he like kind of just around many old tomes and manuscripts and scrolls. I tell you, are the worst, because you have to unravel them, and after a time, the papers themselves, they get dry, and then just unraveling themselves is a gamble every time, whether you're going to crack or rip anything. So I would not be handing them to anybody that walks in my shop and just assume, you know. And I get confused. So we would like a copy of this book, yes?
Please. How much would that be?
He's like, well, to match the style, the aging on the paper, and the color work is quite good. I mean, it might take me, and I understand your preciousness, so you would not be able to leave this with me.
I understand that, yes.
Okay, so, well, I mean, if I can sketch down, just copy most of the manuscript, I can take samples of the wording and the pictures we may need to come back to, making sure that we can get how accurate are we talking here? Something that looks new, but is a copy, or is
No, like, as close as you could get it to actual how this looks here right now.
like an exact copy?
Yes, please. I mean, I'd like it to look as authentic as possible.
Okay, cool. He's gonna roll my subject. Roll a. I feel like it's deception, but it could be persuasion as well, depending on the way you're selling it over.
Can I be smiling sweetly as a help action?
No.
That's 22.
22, perfect. As he's going through it and be like, a forgery? Question mark. And he's like, okay, but as he probes, you say no, exact copy. He's like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, to get the book this size, I'll have to measure up and create. This will be completely custom. He's like, okay, the pages. There's not that many pages to cover. You want the same amount of spare pages in the back as well?
The spare pages, yes. Don't worry about the contents in the back. That's just some extra noting. That's not necessary. Just the same amount of pages. Just leave the ones at the back blank.
Okay, well, like I say, it would be a pleasure to work on a book of this nature. I can take down the notations now and get working straight away. I've had a bit of a gap in my schedule, but just the resources and the time alone is going to take me at least a day to complete, if not more. We can expedite for extra cost. Overall, a work of this nature, it's going to cost you let's say 100 gold as a ballpark, and if I can gain time here, I can see what I can do with the cost, because I like to work on these special items when they come in, but that should cover. There's a lot of work in taking a book and bound and getting the aging correct, and if I can't have the sample with me, there's some work. Let's say 100 gold.
I'll give you 120.
120?
Yeah,
wow.
it's if you can get it done as soon as possible, that'd be great. That's why I'll give you the extra 20.
I mean, consider it done. I will close up and get working on it straight away. Are you able to just flick? And I will start taking the notations. He looks up and goes, "Was there anything else anybody needed?"
No, I just love being in this store. It's just so beautiful.
I mean, please feel to look around with your eyes, not your hands. And he goes, "Please come with me." And he takes you, Otter, through past the main counter to the small backroom area where there's a big writing desk raised up high to standing level, and you can see that there are big burner torches up there. Kicks up the light on them and has you stand next to him, and he goes through, so you'll be here for the next probably 30 minutes as well, as he goes through and takes his time and gets the writing, the calligraphy right on the book at the top of the page, takes down a few of the different letters and gets the thing right, tries a few times, matches it back, and kind of shows it you for checking. He rolls real good, so it comes out really well, and then he just dictates down what's on each pages. Where there's more of the graphics and stuff on there, he tries to go through, he tries to trace them, and again at first you're very reluctant, so he kind of free draws them. They're not as good because of not being able to just take a full trace.
If I was to let him touch the book with me still holding it, would that have any effect on me?
You wouldn't know unless you tried.
I'll let him try.
Okay.
But see, it's how I feel about it.
Roll a con save.
16.
You let him try for a bit. He gets the bits where the bigger ones, he gets them done. You are sat with just sick in your mouth, where you just are puking and then swallowing it. You start sweating profusely as you were just please just finish, as you your fingers are, your knuckles are white, you're holding your breath, you're sweating, and you are gripping this book, as you can see he's nervous because he can feel the energy coming from you, but every so often you're swallow it down, and it's sick, bit salty, not nice, as you're going through, as he goes through and copies them off, but you don't yak on him or the book, so that's good. As he goes through and copies, so that will help with those there. So he takes all those down, takes all the notes down, and again, over a half an hour period, with the light there, goes through, then gets out a couple of sizes of books, gets the measurement right on a copy he's got, chops off a big part of it to take it down to the correct sizing, looks about right. He's doesn't worry about the colour, he'll sort the colour and stuff out, and again, take some sketches of some colours, some swabs to get some charcoals to the same colour, so he knows the colour matches he's got there. So over a half an hour period he does that. The elves, you are in the store, so you can kind of have a look around. Are you just going to sit and wait for this to be done?
Yeah.
Just have a little look around.
Mm-hmm.
With my eyes, not my hands.
Mm-hmm.
Good. You can see there's loads of tomes, scrolls that are up and locked in places. Those are old books that are there. You can see that all crimpled and have lost bits around the edges. A whole range of different works. Not very well displayed, as if they were trying to be sold. They're almost being shown off, museum style, than being sold. You understand why he struggles a little bit as a store, but fascinating as you go through and have a look at them. But yeah, you guys can sit there as Otter gets it all scribbled up.
I suppose they're not going to be things with the scrolls. Will they be things that we could learn from them? We would buy them and learn something.
Potentially, they're ancient manuscripts, so they all are from different time periods. They're more like museum pieces than they are like learnable things. So they all have different things on there, but to understand them, you'd have to go. What's his name? Kalista will have to go through with you and explain what they were about. You could they're all things to learn, but they could just be stories. They could be lore drops. They could be lots of different things.
I'm going to keep an eye out for anything Fae related, about the Fae world and all that stuff, but with my eyes not touching anything.
Roll a luck check. Roll a d20, standard.
18.
18. You can see that there are some, the ones that catch your mind, some very small books. You're talking like the size of like smaller than a mouse.
A fairies book.
Kind of like a fairies book, yeah, like smaller than a mouse size book, and you can see they're tiny, but there's like a selection of them that's up there, but they are so intricately painted that you're like, that would be amazing if someone was able to do so. And you look at the front, are colourful, and you can see there are like small winged creatures on there that would look like pixies or fairies. One of them he has displayed that is like kind of partly forced open. You can see the insides of them. They're almost there's like no wording that you can see. They're all just like these beautiful like watercolor paintings of these beautiful mushrooms and mushroom patches and bits, and then like trees and other plants. The colors that come out of these tiny little books are amazing. But yeah, they are like itty bitty small.
Lovely.
Nice. So Zaga, you are making your way towards the Celestial Tomes. The elves are inside having a look around. Otter's getting his stuff done. You see in front of you what looks to be like a very well dressed but very like odd coloured suit in front of you of someone that has the same shield as Arta, but is wearing this purple suit and is got this strange swagger, this strange bowl that definitely needs some fruit. As this guy's walking down with a cane, kicking his way, and you catch him up pretty quick because getting used to the. You see the cane's got a good walk, but actually no. Roll a performance check, Arta, for your ability to nail the cane walk with the right swagger.
Performance is a 13.
13, pretty good job. Every so often there's the odd stutter, but
getting the hang of it.
Yeah, you're getting there as you're walking up behind it. But this looks like Arta, but doesn't look like Arta.
So it could be an imposter.
Could be an imposter. You recognize the shield, and then you from the back you recognize the skin coloration and the height. It's like when you see someone that looks like someone you know, and then you're like, oh, and then you double check. 'Cause you're like, I mean, the rest of this doesn't make sense. As you're like following him towards the Celestial Tomes.
Cape is billowing in the wind. I should make clear, and obviously my
another
hammer's on my
giveaway
back
sign
as well.
Yep.
I follow at a following distance.
Nice.
I'm not convinced that someone hasn't stolen Arta's shield.
Mm-hmm. Good. You follow him, and you follow this character as he makes his way through the Scholar's Crown and to the Celestial Tomes. So as the elves, you're there, you hear the door open as standing in front of you is Arta in a fantastic purple suit with gold trim with a wonderful cane.
Did Kalista not shut the shop to do this work?
You two are in there.
Okay.
If you shut the shop, he'd have kicked you out.
Wow.
I walk in, I stop my cape billowing, and I say, "Sup."
As the bell goes off, you hear from the back, he just goes, "I'll be with you shortly."
It's fine.
Wow. Arta.
It's good, isn't it? I did tell you you could all get one.
It's like you like.
I reckon, Faye, when you should get one with like big shoulder pads. I reckon those are in style right now.
Wow. Whew. How much did that set you back?
50 gold.
50 gold.
I got some turtlenecks thrown in for free.
For that price, I'm not sure that they were free. You look great.
Do you not think it's a bit much?
Do you
For
think
some?
it's too much?
No, I don't. But
That's all that matters, then, Arta. That's all that matters.
Yeah. And the color goes so well with my skin.
It's like you arrive at this time.
Zaga's gonna wait outside the shop
Mm-hmm.
at a distance of maybe 15 or 20 feet, and he's gonna hold a dissonant whispers in case somebody walks out in this suit that's
Yeah.
not Arthur.
Nice. It's preparing.
Yeah,
So how are we getting
if
on?
somebody has stolen his shield, he's gonna get dissonant whispers.
Nice.
So how are we getting on with the plan?
It's happening.
It's good.
The gift is being prepared.
The gift.
At this point, Otto, you are like released as Kalista says, right? I think I have everything I need. Thank you for your patience. I know I could see that was a little difficult for you at times, but I will do my best to create a masterpiece here that matches the one of your quality.
Thank you. And I'll leave him the gold. 120.
He's like, thank you. He's like, tomorrow, give me till closing if you can. I need to make sure the time to get the finishing touches. But yes, thank you very much.
Of course, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow. And he kind of follows you back into the shop. He's like, well, we'll be closing up now. We've just had some urgent business come in. And he like gives you guys a wink.
And please,
I
if
know.
you see him, remember it's a gift. I say to
Mum's-
Kalista about Zaga.
Okay. But yeah, mum's the word. Like I said, I've had some... Excuse you doing again. Some urgent business come in, so I'll be closing the shop.
No worries, Callisto. We'll be on our way.
Okay. I'll see you another time.
I see Arthur. I sort of look him up and down and go, I love the colour.
Well, I was inspired, and I feel not only does it obviously go well with my look, but as your chief promoter, as your manager,
Yes, branding is on point, yes.
branding is on point. Team colours, purple and gold, and I feel like we've got a real shot here at making the big leagues.
Me too. Yeah, this is all going together quite nicely. Maybe we should get everyone in team colours.
Well, can they fight?
Well, I mean, we could, when one turns into a bear, maybe we could dye his fur.
Oh, I like that. We'd have to bleach it first.
I like that he literally
leaves
shoved
the
you out of the
shop.
shop. Yeah, he's been pushing you out of the shop as you're having this conversation. Locks the door and goes back. He wasn't waiting for you to have this conversation.
Zaga's crouched behind a box, sort of, on the street,
Yeah.
watching. Can he see who's in the purple suit from here?
You see everyone come out having a conversation. You see Otter and Arta having a conversation. So you see everyone appear at once. So you would see Arta's face, but he still doesn't look much like Arta. But the rest of the group don't look like they're about to draw swords.
So I don't think he's an imposter.
Well, you don't know.
What's the voice in your head telling you?
Yeah.
Rob you all.
Let me take all the gold.
Hand Otter over to the Dragonborn from all
That cane looks like it's worth some money.
Zaga will stay hiding behind the box,
Mm-hmm.
still suspicious, and follow the group at a following distance.
Well, at the moment, you're just stood outside the front of the shop having a chat, so I don't know where you guys are going from here.
What's
Oh,
the
we've
time?
still got
It's
the
still
afternoon.
like early afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah. You got you'll be getting. He's probably only closed the store like a couple of hours early than he normally would have. So you've got a few hours of shop stuff if you want to do stuff while the businesses are open, or you've got the evening.
Ooh,
I
I want
did
to look
want-
for a better shield, or
Yeah, I
a
wanted
shield
to
that
head
does
to-
something.
Shops as well.
Damn shopping episodes.
I'm just gonna go and spend some time with my mum
Okay. Yeah. that makes sense.
Lame.
without everybody else. Thank you.
Oh, I was going to spend some time here.
Giggity,
You were not.
giggity, goo.
No, me and your mother got on quite well.
I already have a father. Please leave.
Oh, not like that. You filthy-minded child.
Filthy minded child. Yeah, so you can head off to some stores if you want. We can roleplay more. We can just go and just look at what you actually want for those. And Faye, you can head back to speak to your mum because your dad, you know, he's going to still be working for a little while. Nice. So let's do that bit first because we could do shopping off if we need to. We can also just time forward if we need to. We don't have to play out every hour whilst we're in town and you're waiting for stuff to happen. So yeah, those you go off shops. Those that are going to shop and find stuff, have a think about some of the shops where you might be going and what you might be looking for, because that makes my life easier. As Faye, when you head home, was anyone doing anything else particular that's not shopping?
Zyger was following.
Ooh,
Following.
who are you going to pick? They're going at different shops.
I don't know. I had half a mind to follow Fabian back to. Have her mum say, Fabian, why is your kobold friend sneaking in behind you?
Sneaking.
You'd be fuming if you follow Faywin thinking she was off to business and she was just going for a cup of tea with her mum.
She's just literally got to have a cup of tea. And at following distance, you're like, and she's gone in the house and the door's closed. Oh, fuck. What do I do now?
Knock.
Up to you. Nice. So, Faywin, you make your way home to speak to your mother. You have a key, so you can let yourself in. As you search about shouting for her, you find her up on the roof within her garden looking after her plants.
Oh, lovely. So I'd like to just have like a generic chat to begin with.
Yep.
Because I'm not making the Jeff mistake where I just go in with questions.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, so you ask some questions. You let her go through some of the plants and some of the things. She's like, you remember some of these? And she goes through and she's like, these are some of the new ones that I've been kind of like cross-pollinating, bleeding. These are some of the new seeds we've tried as well. And all the flowers are beautiful, and the garden here is immaculate. Your mother Hallie does a very good job. Of growing beautiful flowers and plants up on this roof garden. Oh, I've got hiccups. There's your generic.
Yeah, cool.
So you're like helping her, and she's like, well, come make yourself useful. So she like is going through and getting you to pass and stuff as she's working away. So she's like half busy and half having a conversation with you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I saw these beautiful books in Callista's shop today.
Oh, yes.
They were so small. I've never seen anything quite like them. It was almost like a little... Do I know that fairies exist? Or just fairies in stories I've known?
You would know fairies. You had heard stories about fairies and that there are these creatures. Because you would have had... What do we say you knew about the Feywild? You know some stuff about the Feywild exists. You'd have been taught about the Feywild existing. You don't have you don't have a bank of information on it. But yeah, fairies. So much of what is like childhood story has roots in real world. That you're like, they would look like a fairy book. That you don't know if they are or they're just made to look like a fairy book. You wouldn't know that without further investigation.
Yeah, they were so small and so delicately put together. They were almost like they were fairy books.
Oh, really? That's amazing. That's like very small. What were they about? Did you read them?
Wow, it was Callista's shop and he was busy, and you know what he's like, I didn't want to just grab them off the shelf. I was brought up better than that.
You were indeed.
Yes. No, they looked like they had these beautiful watercolours in them and very, very delicately put together, and one was wedged open so I was able to see inside, but that was kind of about it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice.
I feel like more and more over time, the Feywild it's piquing my interest more, and I don't really know where to start to find out more about it. Do you ever get that feeling where don't laugh, mother?
Roll a deception check for like the smoothness of this probe.
Oh, but every week.
If it's bad, it makes 17. More sense. 17 is good for once. Because bad would have been easier. She turns to the next to you and says, really? Oh, well, it said a lot of these flowers here that are grown from seeds plants that originated in the Feywild before. It's supposed to be quite beautiful. So what's interesting you? You've been very busy on your adventures. I know you've been finding yourself with your strange, slightly scary, unsuitable friends. Have you noticed anything whilst you've been out?
Oh God.
Have you dealt with yourself well? I mean, we give you the training. I was quite sure you'd be okay, but
I have. We've met so many magical beings in these last few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Lucky, aren't they? Yes.
And although, I have this beautiful bow and I show her, and it's from a Kadir antler.
Oh.
which in itself is incredibly magical.
Amicadeers are wonderful beasts, yes.
And as I've used more magic, I don't know what it is, but there's something inside me that just feels slightly different, but I just can't put my finger on it.
Well, you've always been a special one. But yes, interesting that, you've been finding your way and had some magical nature. That's something you've learnt from one of your friends, is that? You've picked that up from them? Actual magic, you are, or just a heightened. I mean, you were quite good with your ranger classes. You were always very good at knowing where you were going and what was happening within the wild.
For me personally, it's mainly been my equipment, but I don't know what to say. Just tell me about it.
Tell me about what, darling?
Mother, I'm going to come out and say it.
Yes?
I went to a fortune teller.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't help myself. My friend went and I just had to be part of the action. And she showed me you and me and Elias, and we were in the Feywild, and it was kind of a fortune that told me where my power came from, and I didn't know that I had power. And I haven't brought this up to Father because he wasn't in the dream that I saw, but do you know why that would be? Why they would say that I had a link to the Feywild?
Fortune tellers and, those 2-bit hags, who knows? They pull on anything. You clearly have some innate ability, and maybe you've been travelling through the border forest. Maybe you picked up something there that helped. Was there anything that happened whilst you were in the forest that would have led to you being, I don't know, a little bit more in tune? I mean, those holidays we took on were just to the coast.
Can I do an insight check
Yeah, you can.
before I drop the J bomb? Because that's about to come.
You can indeed.
Oh, for fuck's sake, it's a 9.
9. Then your mother is being very reasonable.
I mean, that's too late now. I was going to say you could ask Jenny for her help.
This is already about to go south, so.
Mm-hmm.
Mother,
Faywin, dear.
what do you know about Jenny?
What do you see her face kind of like wobbles face? She's like, Jenny, I can't say I know the name, dear.
The hag?
She goes, the hag? And then
Jenny the hag.
she stops, kind of looks around, walks over, closes the door to the house, and says, So you have been busy then?
I think we need to talk.
Well, I suppose I sent you out. This was always going to come round at some point. She sits on the bench as, like, leaving you kind of knelt in the plant plots and stuff. So she closes that door to the house, sits on the bench, and then says, hands on her knees. Okay, let's talk about it. What do you want to know?
Everything? How does she know who you are? Why did she know so much about you and she wouldn't tell me anymore? Did you make a deal? I mean, there's just so many questions, Mother, and please just tell me. I can't roll anymore.
Roll a persuasion. She kind of sighs and says, well, I mean, you're old enough now, I suppose. There was many times we nearly got caught out. Where to begin? Your father is a wonderful man, but is, a little prone to mistake and mishap, as you've seen. And I love that man, but he got me in quite the pickles. Your father, before he was so studious in just in terms of knowledge in the books and the library, was a bit of an outdoorsman. He won't tell you much about that, though, in his much younger days, when he was quite handsome. You can see she gets off track a little bit. He goes, oh, no, back on track. He ventured to my home, which was in the Feywild. The elves have lived across the Feywild and the material plane for many, many years, and we dance in and out where is necessary. But yes, the handsome young man that was your father one day got himself in a little pickle in the Feywild, and he was lucky, and has been lucky ever since, that I was there to get him out of said pickle. Unfortunately, this dealing backwards and forwards between the material plane and the Feywild got us in a little bit of trouble, and yes, I met Jenny. She is originally of the Fey, but makes her home here, and there are many difficult to understand for material plane folk, but many contracts and laws and things you do and don't do around who owns which portals to which areas. Jenny and I had a little of an argument, and essentially we've made peace and a deal to keep us all safe. That involves me staying here in the material plane, but did keep your father safe, and of course you and your brother, whilst you were young. So I have Feywild blood, and I've been waiting to see whether you or your brother were going to show any signs, any sparks of having some of the Feywild magic. But as you were growing up, you didn't really... You were very good. Your brother kind of had a bit more of a natural touch with it, obviously before he... and she kind of tails off on that bit. But she's like, but you were always so studious. You're much more like your father than you were me. Your adventure spirit had to be pushed out. So that's why I helped you. That's why I got you ready to send you out on this journey. And while sometimes I think it may have been a mistake, if it's starting to show and you are developing some magical powers, then my dear, you maybe have a touch of the Feywild magic within you.
And how do I embrace said magic?
Well, it's something you really have to feel rather than something we can necessarily teach. I do so little now being here that it's for your discovery, really. There is... how much did you tell her about the border forest stuff?
I think she was there when... Was she there when I explained it to my dad?
I don't think she was.
I don't think so.
You haven't really given her anything.
Could I tell her now?
Yeah, she goes through with Jenny. I think she would then start to probe the excitement of you having or showing capabilities of Feywild, and you just dropping the bomb. She's just like, okay, drop the facade. Cool, let's go with it. But you haven't told her anything about the border forest. So she will kind of probe into you to get some information out on that, and then follows it up with one of the areas before I made my deal with Jenny and bound myself to this rather boring material plane. I was somewhat of let's say a ranger, much like yourself. I travelled and patrolled the portals, the entryways between the Feywild and the material plane. They are hidden across the material plane. There are many ways in. They are constantly changing based on shifts in the planes and the ley lines, but my job was to ensure that no one accidentally, like your father, slipped into the Feywild when they shouldn't have been there, and the opposite way, that we don't lose any of our Fey creatures into the material plane, causing havoc in many different ways. So my job was to wrangle and bring back certain Fey creatures if they were to go the wrong way, and ensure that anything coming opposite we dealt with as well. This enabled us to travel into the Feywild from different areas, and she says, and as your fortune teller was correct in saying that we had the portal here in Allhearth that I used to use to take you and your brother to the Feywild without your father's knowledge, just to try and, I don't know, spark something, see if something would just happen. You were always completely safe, of course. When I was there, we'd take you to an area. But the portal that we have is, well, something has happened. Something is disturbing the forest, and clearly this death bloom would make sense. The ability to pass between the planes is being warped, is being changed. There are portals that we would easily be able to travel through that I've had something happen to them at least. Normally I wouldn't pry, and I'm nice and content with my life here, but you know, when something like this happens, I have a sense there's the part of me, the old part of me, that wants to jump in and find out what is going on. So I've been investigating a little.
Have you?
Well, of course, I'm not going to just stay in a material plane because one hag told me to stay here. And as long as I travel from Allhearth, she seems quite happy in the border forest, and clearly has been a little preoccupied. So, yes, I've been investigating and trying to find what is blocking the travel to the Fae. I have not found anything, but...
Have you seen the Death Bloom? Have you met him?
No. I've not put myself in any danger, dear. Of course. I'm.
Did I tell you that I've met him?
She's like,
I've met the Death Bloom, Mother.
I mean, this Death Bloom is of great power. This is dangerous. And what is your plan to do with this Death Bloom? Why are you? Oh, you would have. How much would you have told her about the deal with Jenny and the?
I haven't told her that I've made a deal with Jenny. I wasn't going to. But I was going to say the reason that I met Jenny was because she knew that we'd met the Death Bloom. This may or may not be accurate. She knew that we'd met the Death Bloom, and she herself has made a deal with the Death Bloom. He's becoming far too powerful. And that's perhaps what's causing the forest to... Maybe the lines are becoming blurred, I don't know.
Fabian, this is very dangerous. And you and your friends have met the Death Bloom, and are you making plans to go back towards the forest?
Well, there's a meeting with the council at the Commonwealth to discuss our findings. We worked with a druid named Bud. We informed him of all of the information that we had so that he could speak to the druids. I know that he's been trying to put a plan together, a timeline to determine more. We also worked with another druid, Andrielle, who I miss ever so dearly. She was a good friend, who was also collating information. And I think we just have to take it from there, but it's spreading at an alarming rate. It's already swallowing up towns in the border forest. The Myconids, I'm worried for them. We haven't seen them for a while.
Oh, my mushroom friends.
Oh, yes. Oh, I met a lovely lady. She was called L'Oreal or something similar, and she was very kind to me out there, but I worry for their safety, and I worry for how quickly this is happening. And also for the fact that...
L'Oreal was being the elf in the...
She was the little old grandma woman who gave us the conch.
Your mum knows L'Oreal. So as you say it, you're like, oh my, do you meet L'Oreal as well?
Yes.
You know,
she was.
Oh, she is a wonderful, very, very wise, also former Feywild elf. She is one of the, or used to again be one of the rangers. She knows how to travel the portals, and knows of their locations. She probably knows of more locations than anybody in the material plane.
Oh, we helped her. She was having some real issues with some elementals, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
And we actually we saved her. In fact.
Well, I mean, if you pass by, say tell her I say hello. But this is that's by the by. We're getting sidetracked. So, I mean, your father will kill me if he found out. But you are of Feywild descent, Feywin. You will only find that your connection should grow, and the more you are entangled in this magical mess, the more hopefully your Feywild magic will show. But can you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you take this? And she pulls out from
loot.
A necklace. Don't make me put it away!
Sorry.
You ain't a fucking pony! She takes off the necklace, and this necklace has this shard, like not quite a diamond, not quite as rough cut. It's like a shard of that glistens with these sky blues and pinks and yellows, depending on how you move it. Your mother's always had it for as long as you've known, and it's just held within this like very nicely made like not locket clasp, like a clasp that holds it pin in the top and the back, holds it in place, sits on the necklace. Very standard necklace, but the gem inside the shard itself is incredibly beautiful. And she says, "This is my wild magic shard. This keeps me in tune with my Fey heritage and just reminds me of home. But you may find it's more useful for where you are going and what you are doing." So she puts it in your hands and kind of clasps around, and you can feel like the warmth inside, almost like a buzzing. Like poppers in your mouth when you have those sweets. The ones it feels like that, just like inside, like between the two of you holding it, that there is an energy being pulled and drawn on. This will, you can use this to help you find Fey portals, which are incredibly dangerous to traverse through, but will always give you another path of travel if you are in trouble. That's good shit. If you can use this to find the portals, but more importantly, if you can use this to investigate portals you find to see what may be disturbing them from either the material plane side rather than the Feywild side, we might be able to free up travel a bit further. I myself will not be making the journey to investigate this death bloom. It's a little above my pay grade now, but if you are heading that way and you are already in touch with these things, there is no harm in trying to free the Fey and help the people that you are descended from in the process. I know there are a few portals across the border forest, so if you are to travel close to there, just bear this in mind, and it will help guide you. And like I say, if you are in trouble, make your way to the Feywild and try and find your way back. It is not without danger, but you are from there, and hopefully by that point you are powerful enough to use the forces that it gives you. But take this, and she like unclasps your hand and puts it over your neck.
Wow, thank you.
As she kind of sits back down and says, "You are growing up, Feywin."
I am.
Nice. Can you add to your inventory a Feywild magic shard, please?
With pleasure. I've already read it, and there's a unicorn chance.
How have you already read it? I didn't even tell you where it was.
You said you did. You said Feywild magic shard. Or
So I'm
something like that.
talking as your mother. You're googling the things I'm saying out loud.
No, not googling. D&D Beyond.
Well, that's the
the
same
first
thing,
thing
that's
I
what I
saw
meant.
was you can summon a unicorn, and so I've got my mount, and so I'm happy.
There's no way that it says you can.
Yeah,
summon
but
a
that
unicorn.
unicorn's controlled by the DM, right?
Yeah.
So
Kicks you off.
Oh.
I am in charge of everything. Nice. That is 11 o'clock. So we can halt there. We can do shopping stuff offline if you want, or we can come up and bring up shopping stuff next time round. But it feels like a good place to stop. As Faye, when you pick up that. Also, before we finish, Otter. This book you've got is pretty fucking powerful. It is going to give you the feat Ritual Caster for the Warlock. So have a look at that. That gives you the ability to pick and gives you some ritual cantrips. So it helps you with your spell casting. You do not have the wisdom for it. So I would have to amend the feat to give you plus. I think we might be able to manually just add 1 to your wisdom. So your wisdom goes up to, I think it's 12, right?
My wisdom's 12 at the minute.
Oh, so it needs to go up to 13. I think
intelligence is 11.
the prerequisite for Ritual Caster Warlock is 13. So manually add 1 to your wisdom.
It says intelligence or wisdom.
Or wisdom, yeah. But it will be his wisdom because that's going to be the...
And he has neither of those things.
Yeah. Well, no, he has wisdom, but 1 short and his intelligence is way further off. So yeah, manually add the 1 to your wisdom. I think you can do a manual override and then see if it lets you add the feat. If it doesn't, we can work out the character sheet after. But yeah, you have a Ritual Caster. So as long as you have that book, I think it lets you have like 2 ritual spells from, and I think you get to pick the list where it goes from. So you've got some spell stuff in there. So it should give you a bit more variety on some of your spell stuff, as well as the ability to take down spell scrolls if you find them. But there's no spell scrolls in the world, are there? Oh, wait a minute. Spell scrolls. Perfect. But yeah, we'll do the shopping stuff. If people have got shopping stuff they want to look at, ping me, and then we can look at those so we can get them ready if there's certain things you're looking for shopping bits, but we can also pick that up as a nice little palette cleanse for the beginning. But yes, Feywin's mother is of Feywild descent. Of course she is.
She's so sweet.
Arthur wants a second suit.
Second suit.
To his first suit. He wants this one gold with purple trim.
We can definitely get that sorted out. They will be very, very happy to accommodate you.
As golden suit.
You have...
Love that.
It'd be mental. As you have, Dragonborn. You've met the Dragonborn. Made some stuff, deals with those. You've got a forged book being made. Otter's got a book that he can't let go of. And Feywin now has a magic shard. That was fun. Sweet. And we're back next week. Yes,
Yep.
I think we are. Sweet. Well, GG's, guys. Good sesh. Nearly had some fights, but didn't quite. So we'll come back to see where you go from here. Ta-ta. Farewell.
Nipples.
Nipple.